George Schoolby more your style. Discover Red Oak Apartment Homes today and start exploring the largest selection of affordable to luxury apartment homes in the state. Red Oak Apartment Homes has historical, urban to suburban, studios, lofts, 1 to 4 bedrooms, and many apartments with utilities included, starting at only $599 a month. Visit the Red Oak Apartment Homes website at www.redoakproperties.com for a full list of available apartment homes, and soon you'll be saying welcome home with Red Oak. www.redoakproperties.com.
Last year, Bud Light filled the town with people who were up for whatever, like doing karaoke with me, Lil Jon. Gary was there. Remember that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it again.
What?
Bud Light is doing another Whatever USA.
Okay.
But in a new location.
What?
With all new events.
What?
Just submit a 15-second video.
What?
A 15-second video telling Bud Light why you should go. Okay, Gary?
Okay.
Gary?
Okay.
If you're up for Whatever USA, submit your 15-second video with hashtag up for whatever and hashtag audition for a chance to go. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Bud Light Whatever USA video contest open to U.S. residents 21 and over. No purchase necessary. Ends May 25th, 2015. Visit upforwhatever.com for official rules, entry, prizes, and details. Void where prohibited.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
What?
Just underway here, game one of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. Monarchs and the Portland Pirates here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. No score, played a little over a minute here in period number one. Played ahead by McNeil over the line. Henrik Samuelsson throws it into the corner, wound around the wall on the far side. Monarchs come away with it, play it into the neutral zone. Over the line, Zach O'Brien, his shot deflected up onto the netting. And we get a stoppage in play. 18:38 to go here in the opening period.
Yeah, big key for the Monarchs early on, finding their playoff legs. This is a team that has not had, quote-unquote, a lot to play for this year. It's the best team in the American Hockey League. There's not been a lot of adversity faced by this team throughout the course of the year. Will the Monarchs find their legs and get things going early on, the necessary effort and intensity and focus?
Shot by Rain. Center point is deflected high off the netting behind Mike McKenna, who's in goal for the Portland Pirates tonight. J.F. Baruti for the Manchester Monarchs.
14 of the guys on this roster right now were in the playoffs last year for the Manchester Monarchs, so there's a good amount of experience for this team. But for guys who are not here, the playoffs are a completely different beast, and the Manchester Monarchs have to learn and figure out their way through the playoffs, and that starts right now.
Playing away in the right wing corner as they battle forward in the Portland end of the ice. Up with the puck is Alexander Bolduc, sends it into the neutral zone, knocked down by Derek Forbert. Forbert being chased by Henrik Samuelsson, played behind the net.
Great pressure by Portland.
Now kept alive by Dvorak. It's Christian Dvorak, who has just joined this team in recent weeks, last couple of weeks.
There's a Portland team that had lost 8 straight. They left here and won 2 to get into the postseason, so the Portland Pirates found their legs.
Wheel over the line. His drive score! Jordan Wheel let it go from the right wing circle, beating McKenna. And the Monarchs draw first blood at the 2:07 mark of the opening period.
And for the Monarchs to have success and the success they're hoping to have in the postseason, a lot of the same things they did in the regular season have to translate here, and one of those things is attacking the speed, attacking the wing with speed. That's exactly what the Monarchs do right there. Wheel is able to get speed along the wing side after that initial outlet pass and beats the netminder McKenna. Blocker side, he's a right-hand catcher. Jordan Wheel gets things started as Backman onto Wheel. Wheel beats the netminder through the 5-hole, and the Monarchs are up 1-0.
Playing away in the Monarch zone. On it along the left wing wall, Gormley. He sends it off the far wall lane, bumped along the wall by Vanderbilt.
Huge hit as Auger takes down Lesio. Lesio not too pleased, and Lesio wants to have a go. He cross-checks Auger in the back.
And that was right in front of Chris Ryan across the way. Puck loose in the right wing corner. Bissonnette battling there for the Manchester Monarchs, who lead it 1-0.
Really surprised that wasn't called. Lesio was pretty blatant with the cross-check. And usually those retaliatory things are something the official watches and calls. Penalties upcoming right now. and it is going to be on the Pirates.
Coming at the 2:51 mark of the opening period here.
Actually, no, it looks like it's going to be on the Monarchs, and Grattan, netminder McKenna stayed in the net there, and looked like Portland touched it first, but in fact it is Grattan who's going to head off for a boarding. And that's something that obviously Mike Stothers talked about. I talked about with Brian O'Neill too. The Monarchs do not have a lot of weaknesses, but one weakness they do have is they do take penalties, and they are susceptible to taking penalties. The PK for the Monarchs is great, but you don't want to put pressure on it, particularly when you're a great 5-on-5 team. You give the other team an opportunity, and specialty teams are what create success in the postseason for the most part.
Monarchs on the Germanics penalty kill, leading 1-0, 17:08 to go in the opening period. Monarchs scoring on the goal by Jordan Wheel, who had 20 during the course of the regular season.
Wheel attacking the zone with speed, getting out ahead of Backman. Backman a nice feather pass, and then Wheel either put it through the 5-hole or underneath the glove on the right-hand side of McKenna.
O'Neill and Henrik Samuelsson on the draw. Now puck loose along the end wall, wrapped around the wall by the Monarchs. It comes all the way down the length of the ice. The referees tonight, Terry Koharski and David Banfield. The linesman Joe Ross and Jeremy Lovett.
That's a big win there for O'Neill, as Shore thrown out of the faceoff circle, and O'Neill still wins it.
Now shot from the right wing side, and a score by Samuelsson. Samuelsson from the right wing circle, beating Berube. Power play goal for the Pirates, and they have tied it up.
Yes, so I mentioned the fact that it was a good job there by the Monarchs to win the faceoff and clear the zone, but hockey's a funny game, and that ended up not being a good thing for the Monarchs, as Portland able to beat the Monarchs through the neutral zone, gain the attacking zone with some speed, and Monarchs went for a pass play down low, weren't able to break it up, cross-ice pass, and JF unable to fill the net moving side to side. First shot of the game for Portland finds the back of the net, just as the first shot of the game for the Monarchs found the back of the net. We're 1-1.
Off the faceoff, won by the Pirates. Drzinski bounces it toward Berube. He puts it away in the blue paint. And some shoving going on. Drzinski involved down there along with the
That's what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to get the Monarchs to take penalties. And, particularly if you're on that quote-unquote fourth line, if you're Grattan or Bissonnette, you really have to be careful because the referees are always looking to call penalties on those types of guys. You have to make sure that you mind that line and don't cross it. And Grattan did, and the Monarchs end up paying the price and trail this game 1-0. Excuse me, they're tied 1-1.
Now puck cleared by the Monarchs into the neutral zone. On it, Hanley in his own end for the Pirates. Plays it deep in the Monarchs' end of the ice. Gravel on it. He's bumped along the wall by Drzinski, but
Gravel's been really good. That's going to be a penalty against Portland. Wow. That's a good hit.
Probably going to be a boarding call, I would think, on Drzinski.
Again, same thing as I talked about before. Drzinski, gets called for something just because he's Drzinski. That was not a penalty.
So he'll head to the box at the 3:42 mark of the opening period and put the Monarchs on the power play.
Not a huge argument from the Portland bench. We'll see if we get a replay on it, but to me, it didn't look like a penalty. It looked like a good hit on the forecheck by the Portland Pirates, as they've put some pressure on the Monarchs so far in this game. That time, according to the officials, Drzinski went a little too far, and now the Monarchs have an opportunity with the man advantage.
Shore on the draw. Great to have Nick Shore back in the Monarchs lineup for the postseason. Shore and Gaudette on the draw. Goes back to Miller at the line. Miller fanned on the shot, tried to pull the trigger, but fanned on it. Gaudette with it over the line.
Gravel did a great job getting back and canceling out the play.
Now puck loose along the right wing wall. Now tracked down by Philip Samuelsson in his own zone. Slides it across to Dahlbeck, and he clears it the length of the ice. Wander around the wall, far side by Berube. Poked into the neutral zone, taken by the Pirates at center ice. Played back to Gormley, and Gormley able to clear it the length of the ice. Stopped behind the net by Berube, leaves it for Colin Miller. Miller starting out of his own zone for the Monarchs. Miller over the line to Brian O'Neill, right side to Shore, slowed down by Lane, and the puck cleared all the way down into the Monarchs' end of the ice. Berube drops it off for Loverty. Now Miller on it, back to Loverty, who starts it out of his own zone. Loverty plays it off the far wall for Dowd. Dowd wraps it around the wall on the near side. Loverty keeps it in at the line, slides it across. Bodnerchuk in the left wing circle. His drive goes wide of McKenna. The rebound comes all the way down into the Monarchs' end of the ice. Loverty takes it in the trapezoid. Loverty starting out of his own zone. Now center ice off the skate of Bodnerchuk. Bods drops it off for Backman. Backman throws it off the glass behind McKenna. And on the puck now is Dahlbeck, and he scales it the length of the ice once again.
Entries have been rough for both the first and second power play units for the Manchester Monarchs, putting pucks into places that are not easily winnable. As the Monarchs look to gain entry again here, dump in from Bods. And again, same thing.
Now shot by Backman from a bad angle, sticked away by McKenna. Now Rain with it, left wing side.
Yeah, Monarchs caught a break there as the Pirates overskated the puck.
And the puck cleared again by the Pirates, and that's going to do it for the penalty on Drzinski. Monarchs could not take advantage, and we're tied at 1 with 14:10 to go in the opening period. Now played ahead by Hanley, deep into the Monarchs' end of the ice. Battling for it there is Nick Shore. Digs it free for Forbert.
Yeah, Portland's playing a really heavy game early on in this contest.
Slapped away at the line by Hanley. Shore has it, right wing side. Nick Shore bumped in the corner by Hanley. Now puck taken by Mersch. Backhander knocked down in the bottom of the left wing circle. Kept in by Forbert. Forbert a drive, knocked down in front by Hanley. And cleared by Lesio, but not out. Kept in by Forbert. Gets it to O'Neill, to Shore. Shore's pass goes into the neutral zone. And now comes all the way down into the Monarchs' end of the ice. Tracked down by Colin Miller.
Yeah, I think this is something that was anticipated by Coach Stothers as well. I mentioned the heavy contest that Portland looks to play. As you've got the players he put in the lineup tonight. Nick Ebert not in. You put Rain in instead. Also, both Bissonnette and Grattan in the game on the energy line.
Now Bolduc gains the line. He drops it off. Left wing side. Shot from Gormley is knocked down. Puck is loose along the end wall. Miller swats it around the wall far side. Now kept alive by the Pirates. Shot by Dylan Reese, deflected.
A lot of energy right now for Portland off of that penalty kill.
Now Gormley with a drive that goes wide to the blocker side of Berube.
Look how quick they are on pucks.
Now
Vanderbilt tied up Bolduc in the slot area. Bolduc looking for a penalty as it looked like Vandy had a hold of Bolduc's stick.
Now Auger over the line, but offside called against the Monarchs with 12:37 remaining. Here in the opening period, Monarchs and Pirates tied at 1. Game number 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal series here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Dr. Joseph Sheehan, DDS, has been a dentist for your Manchester Monarchs since 2001. Specializing in family dentistry, Dr. Sheehan now offers the CEREC one-day crown system, where your crown is done in just one visit. Other services include prevention and treatment of all dental diseases, needleless laser dentistry, and promoting overall dental and oral health for all ages. Located in the Manchester Mill Yard at 155 Dow Street, Suite 401. Call Dr. Sheehan at 603-623-0641 to schedule an appointment. 623-0641.
Morgan Press is a proud supporter of the Manchester Monarchs. Why not let Morgan Press be a proud supporter of your business? For over 30 years, Morgan Press has been delivering quality work at a reasonable price. Morgan Press, for all your commercial offset and digital printing needs. Please visit our website for more information. www.morganpress.com. That's www.morganpress.com.
Off the face-off, won by the Monarchs. Loverty with it, backhands it ahead into the Portland end of the ice, but knocked right out.
Vinny Loverty going at it with Drzinski in the Monarch zone. Both of them were down behind the play. Both get up. Whoa, a big hit by Drzinski on Crescenti. Again, Portland is taking it to the Monarchs right now physically.
Playing away along the end wall. Bodnerchuk battling for the puck along with Selleck of the Portland Pirates. Now puck loose on it in the corner is Philip Samuelson. Bumped by Grattan, chips it into the trapezoid. Bodnerchuk comes away with it to Crescenzi.
Solid zone time from Portland, and they are wreaking havoc in the Monarch zone. They can't clear it. Portland's going to go off for a change. That allows the Monarchs to clear the zone.
Now with it, Loverty over the red line. Sends it into the right wing corner. McKenna Sweeps it around the wall on the far side to Phil Lane.
A big X factor in this series is McKenna plays the puck extremely well.
Forbert with it. Sends it cross ice to Rain. Rain sends it into the Portland end of the ice. On it is Lane.
Monarchs are not getting that good first pass out of the zone because of Portland pressure. They're turning it over in the neutral zone or their own end.
Now Rain ahead to Backman in the neutral zone. Backman drops it off
breakout.
for Forbert. Forbert over the line, left side. Forbert sends it along the end wall. Backman bumped. Wheel comes up with a loose puck. He battles a pair of Pirates. Now gets it free to Backman in the trapezoid. Backman in the right wing corner drops it off, cycles it down low for Wheel. Wheel has the Monarchs goal. Wheel skates just inside the line. Now takes it left wing side, left wing circle on the back end. Takes it behind the net in the trapezoid. Wheel goes down. And up with the puck far side is Portland. Sent into the neutral zone. Lesio with it. Lesio takes it right side. Lesio drops it off. Tried to hit Gormley, but the pass goes into the neutral zone. Now Reese on it. Reese sends it ahead for Schwartz. Schwartz sends it off the right wing wall. Gravel giving chase along the end wall. Battling there with Shinneman. Drops it off for Reese. His drive. And it's gloved by Berube at the side of the net. And he hangs on with 10:28 remaining here in the opening period. Monarchs and the Pirates tied up at 1 apiece.
A significant edge in zone time for the Portland Pirates so far in the first 10 minutes of this contest, although they have not got the puck to the net a lot, which is good for the Manchester Monarchs. The shots that have come in for the most part have been from the outside. The lone goal coming on the power play right there, just a flick in towards the net, and Berube holds.
Off the draw, puck loose. Poked away by Bodnerchuk. Bodnerchuk now battles with Lane along the end wall. Mersch tied up by Dylan Reese along the right wing wall in the Manchester zone. Now Mersch comes away with the puck. Drops it off neutral zone for O'Neill. O'Neill shifting over the line. His drive goes wide of McKenna, kept in by Shore. Drops it off for O'Neill, left wing side.
O'Neill got tripped up by the official Banfield, and that caused him to lose the puck momentarily.
Shore for O'Neill. O'Neill pokes it back for Laverty. His shot knocked down in front. Now up with it, Shore. Shore drops it off for Mersch. Behind the net to O'Neill. O'Neill in the left wing corner. Back out to Bodnerchuk to Laverty. Keeps it in. Laverty's drive deflected over the net. Now O'Neill has it. Drops it off for Shore, left wing circle. Shore back to Bodnerchuk. His shot knocked down in front. O'Neill in front. Picks up the loose puck and bangs it home by McKenna. It's a Monarchs goal, and they lead it 2-1.
Brian O'Neill getting it done for the Manchester Monarchs. That great shift by that line. They worked it all around, and they worked really hard to make that goal happen. It starts with O'Neill attacking the zone wing side, and the Monarchs did not have numbers on the play. In fact, it didn't look like there was a lot for O'Neill to create, but instead of dumping the puck in, which a lot of guys would do in that instance, he decides to go wing side, throw it towards the corner, and Nick Shore, knowing the puck's going there, gets there first. That sets everything up. Monarchs cycle it around and create as they wore the Portland Pirates down in that instance with superior puck movement and also will.
And away in the Portland zone. McKenna with it, wraps it around the dasher far side, kept in by Dowd. Dowd drops it off. Dowd gets it back along the left wing wall. Now up with it. Portland played off the near side wall. Hanley sends it into the neutral zone, knocked down by Colin Miller. Now with it in his own end is Gravel for the Monarchs. Battling in front of the Monarchs bench. Vandergulik with it. His pass knocked down by Hanley of the Portland Pirates. Gravel recovers. Miller with it neutral zone for the Monarchs. Gravel center ice with it. Plays it ahead into the Portland end of the ice. Giving chase Hanley. Drops it off for McNeil. McNeil with it behind his own net. Now McNeil plays it into the neutral zone. On it, Rain. Rain bounces it wide of the net. Taken in the trapezoid by the Pirates. Played off the near side glass. Kept in by Grattan along the left wing wall. Now up with it is Lesio. Lesio at center ice with the Monarchs lead at 2-1. 8:17 to go here in the opening period.
That's a huge answer for the Monarchs, too, because Portland had been dominating the play, and you think you're perhaps making some strides with your physical play, and the Monarchs answer with a marathon shift and a pretty awesome goal. And also the goal scorers for the Monarchs, O'Neill and Wheel. You know, if you're Portland, those are the guys you want to take away. And Monarchs have both of them score. That's big for Manchester.
Now with it in his own zone is Rain. Plays it back to Forbert. Forbert to Rain. Rain starting out of his own end. Plays it ahead. On it is Wheel. Neutral zone. Wheel shifting over the line. Broken up. And offside whistle against the Monarchs with 7:40 to go in the opening period. You're listening to tonight's game on the mighty 1590 WSMN Nashua. 2-1 the Monarchs on top. We will take a 60-second break right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs radio network.
And here is your lobster frittata. It's topped with a
Oh, yeah!
Oh, my gosh.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
Very nice.
Really. He's not usually like this,
Nice but late.
with Verizon XLTE,
We'll get
he
it on
can
time
stream
next
his
time
hockey
around.
on the
I
go.
won't tell anyone. I
So
won't
when
tell.
updates and
I won't
highlights
tell
come
the
in,
soul.
well,
There you go.
sometimes he can't help. He just really loves his hockey.
With double the 4G LTE bandwidth in cities nationwide, Verizon XLTE turns anytime into hockey time. Coverage not available everywhere. See VerizonWireless.com for details.
Manchester Subaru is New England's largest volume Subaru dealer. Come check out the all-new Subaru 2015 Outback, starting at $269 per month. Don't forget about the family favorite vehicle, the Forester, getting 32 highway miles per gallon. If pricing is your goal, Manchester Subaru will never put you in the penalty box. Call them today at 888-223-7455 or visit them on the web at manchestersubaru.com. Test drive a Subaru and receive 2 tickets to any Manchester Monarchs home game.
Playing away in the neutral zone, tracking it down on his own end is Jordan Wheel. Wheel and O'Neill with the goals tonight for the Monarchs. Henrik Sundstrom has the lone goal for Portland. 7:20 to go here in period number 1. Playing away along the end wall off to our right in the Portland zone. Dug out by Gormley. Gormley played as ahead. A puck to Derzinski. Derzinski knocked down. And we're going to have a penalty.
A late call. Interference. He just had the puck. The call came about 3 seconds after the hit. So Banfield stood there, he thought about it, and then he said, I'm going to call this. Wow.
So Captain Vinny Laverty goes to the penalty box for interference at the 12:54 mark of period number 1. Portland will go on the power play, trailing 2-1. Shinneman will take the draw. Left wing circle to the right of J.F. Berube. Shots are even at 4 apiece. 7:06 to go in the opening period.
We've had 3 penalties in this game, Ken, and I would venture to say that none of them were actually penalties.
I think most people in the building would agree with that assessment. Now with it, Bolduc. Bolduc, his pass deflected. Monarchs come away with it. Giving chase is Brian O'Neill. Right wing side in the Portland end of the ice. Bumped to the wall by Gormley. Up with it is Patrick McNeil behind his own net. McNeil starting out of his own zone. Plays it ahead left wing side to Bolduc along the left wing wall. The pass goes into the neutral zone. Gormley takes it in front of the Monarchs bench. And now Nick Shore up with the puck. Shore plays it off the right wing wall. And on it is Dylan Reese in front of his own net. Now turns it up ice. Dylan Reese with it in the neutral zone. Reese bumped along the wall by Zach O'Brien. Among the Monarchs on this penalty killing unit. Terminix penalty kill. Reese with it. Slides it across ice. One-timer by Philip Samuelson. Saved by Berube. Reese gets it back. Now pass in front. Deflected in the slot. Kept in by Philip Samuelson. Drops it off for Dylan Reese. Reese plays it down low to Henrik Samuelson. His pass broken up by Bodnarchuk. Back out to Reese now. One-timer Philip Samuelson. Saved by Berube, and he was run over. He was run over as he made that save. And let's see if anything comes. Now Bodnarchuk battling with a member of the Pirates.
That's Bolduc. He likes to get in there, and he's going to skate by the Monarchs bench right now.
Well, you knew it would be a physical series with the Portland Pirates. No surprise. Bodnarchuk lost his helmet in the brief skirmish.
Bodnarchuk having words with Philip Samuelson. See if we get a replay. We have not seen one so far. It looked like Bolduc was engaged with Kevin Rain in that instance. And you're absolutely right. He was run over, but I'm not sure, how much of that was just a battle or if it was, in fact, Bolduc knocking over J.F. Berube.
Land away off the draw. With it is McNeil. Skates the line, drops it off right side for Gormley. Cross ice pass. Stolen by the Monarchs in the circle and cleared the length of the ice. 30 seconds remaining on the interference penalty against Vincent Loverty. Now McNeil starts it out of his own zone. Chased by Auger, drops it off for Lesio. Lesio gains the line left side, left circle. His drive, gloved by Berube. Great save by JF on the blast by Lesio.
Won't see a better glove save than that, Ken. JF Berube so far has been up to the task. He has made big stops in this contest and also holding rebounds, redistributing pucks. The one goal came as he came across the net, and those plays are tough to shut the 5-hole, make sure you fill the net. So far, JF has turned aside 6 shots, and he has been very good for the Manchester Monarchs.
Taking the draw will be Christian Dvorak. Just finished up his season with the London Knights of the OHL.
Monarchs need to up the intensity just a little bit in this contest. It seems like Portland has their energy level a little bit higher than the Manchester Monarchs at this point.
Now Dvorak plays it ahead for Schwartz. Pass in the slot, knocked away by the Monarchs. Puck is loose. Lesio goes down in the right wing circle. He's looking for a call. And now the puck played in by Vandergulik. Behind the net on the Portland end of the ice. Penalty has expired. And the Monarchs back at full strength, leading 2-1, 4:45 to go in the opening period. Now Portland player Shinneman was knocked off the bench by a hit that took place right in front of the Portland bench.
Yeah, Bissonnette laid into one of the Pirates as I scattered for cover.
Bissonnette, who started the year with the Portland Pirates. Puck loose along the left wing wall. Lesio with it. Lesio along the left wing boards. Back out to Philip Samuelson. His drive knocked down.
Straight up in the air.
Now Lane
Bissonnette
keeps
got
it
to
in.
the putt, but did not clear the zone. Monarchs are able to flick it on out, though.
Chipped ahead into the Portland end of the ice. Lane on it for the Pirates. Now Lane bumped as he released the puck by Bissonnette. Now puck loose in the neutral zone. On it, Wheel over the line. Wheel, right wing circle, stop, shoots, glove save, McKenna. And he hangs on.
Yeah, the right-handed catcher came in lucky right there for him. Wheel tried him on that side previous, and that's where he got the goal. This time the shot was a little bit higher, and McKenna able to make the save with the glove. We'll see if that big shift by Bissonnette with those a couple thundering hits and gets the Monarchs' energy level up a little bit higher. They are leading this contest 2-1 as Grattan with a forearm shiver for Lane in front of me. The Monarchs are leading the game 2-1, Ken, but you look at the shots in this game, 7-5. That's a little bit that's indicative to me of the zone time and also the effort and intensity that the Portland Pirates have had so far in this game. And again, they're a team that's been playing for fighting for dear life down the stretch here this season and playing that playoff style hockey. And right now, their effort intensity a little bit higher than the Manchester Monarchs.
Now far side, chipped ahead by Samuelson into the Monarchs end of the ice. Up with it, Miller slides it across ice. Now in the neutral zone, puck knocked down by Dylan Reese. Now stolen away in the neutral zone. Zach O'Brien drops it off in the slot, but it's stolen away by Dvorak. Now to Henrik Samuelson. Samuelson plays it into the left wing corner. Samuelson taking Gravel to the wall. Dvorak throws it out in front, stolen away by Wheel. Wheel circles in his own zone. Wheel with it. Center ice. Wheel center circle. Wheel ahead to Zach O'Brien. To Wheel moving in. Wheel throws it in front, and it's smothered in the blue paint by McKenna. And
Wheel knocked down to the ice.
And I
Not
think
too pleased.
I think Bolduc took another little shot at him with his stick while he was down, which I don't think was noticed, but even if it was, nothing comes of it. 3:18 to go here in the opening period. Monarchs on top, 2-1. Game 2, by the way, will be here on Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Portland chippy. They're playing with an edge in this contest so far. Monarchs need to equal that, but also do so in a way that is when they manage their emotions. You don't want to get a situation where you're calling penalties or if the guys start taking runs at each other. You want to make sure you manage the game, but you also don't want to let the game get away from you with the other team putting a little more out there energy-wise.
Going down far side was Selleck.
That's a nice hit by Crescenzi in the corner as the Monarchs look to put together a solid forecheck here. Big hit by Grattan.
Grattan on Derzinski.
And they forced the turnover in the neutral zone. This is what I'm looking for.
Puck in the trapezoid.
Penalties upcoming as soon as the game
And here we go.
Wow.
Krashenzi and Drzinski have to be separated along the end wall. Now Grattan wanted to get a piece of Selleck.
I can't wait to see what this call is. I mean, these are guys who are just playing hockey out there. They're playing playoff hockey, and they're getting called for just basic body checks. Bissonnette
having some words with a member of the Pirates, Selleck. They continue to chirp on the near side. Philip Samuelson goes off. And I think that's going to be it. I think there's just going to be that penalty which was initially called against Portland, and that's going to be it right here. With 2:58 to go in the opening period, 2-1, the Monarchs on top.
I'd love to hear I'd love to see what he's going off for.
I have not seen the indication as yet, but obviously it has been made by one of our referees tonight. Either Terry Koharski or David Banfield. Face-off left circle to the right of McKenna. Shore will take the face-off against Gaudette. Left wing circle to the right of the veteran Mike McKenna. Now with it, Loverty. Bodnerchuk drops it off, far side to Shore, side of the left wing circle, back to Bods. Swings it across, right side, Loverty. Loverty, right wing circle. O'Neill with it. Now back out to Bodnerchuk. A drive is knocked down. Loose puck, far side. Shore battling with Gaudette. Kept in at the line by Bodnerchuk. To Shore. Down low to Brian O'Neill, who takes it behind the net. Now poked away by the Pirates. Comes all the way down into the Monarchs' end of the ice.
Interference.
All right.
Good call on Samuelson.
When in doubt, call interference. Bodnerchuk drops it off. We'll take it. Monarchs on the power play for the next minute 18. O'Neill over the line, right side. Head to Shore, moving in, poked away from Shore in the slot, stolen by Bolduc. Bolduc with it. Bolduc plays it off the right wing wall. Gravel giving chase, bumped to the wall by Bolduc. Gravel goes down. Monarchs come away with the puck. Colin Miller with it. Starting out of his own zone, under a minute remaining on the penalty to Philip Samuelson. Now McNeil knocks it down at the line and clears it the length of the ice.
Of course, Shore and O'Neill had such tremendous chemistry prior to Shore's call-up to the Kings, looking to recreate that. They did on the second Monarchs goal.
Backman tried to hit Wheel in the slot, but it was knocked down by McKenna. Kept in by Backman along the boards, right wing corner. Now stolen away by Hanley and cleared the length of the ice. 30 seconds remaining on the Monarchs power play. A minute 25 to go in the opening period. Monarchs on top, 2-1. Miller with it. Forbert over the line, left side. Forbert plays it into the trapezoid. Now puck is loose. Shore has it. Drops it off. Miller for Forbert. Forbert a drive, knocked down. Now Dowd goes down on the slot. Puck is loose. Backman tried to pry it free there, but couldn't do it. Stolen away by the Pirates. Over the line, Awache to Gaudette, but offside was called against the Pirates with just under a minute remaining here in the opening period. 2-1, the Monarchs on top. 1 second remaining on the interference penalty on Philip Samuelson. Face-off will come just outside the Monarchs line. Dauphine and Krashenzi on the draw. Laurent Dauphine, another player who's just joined the squad recently. Dauphine, coming out of junior hockey, a native of Quebec. Now behind the net, Rain with it. Rain in the trapezoid, sends it far side, gets it back. Rain plays it ahead to Auger in the neutral zone. Now knocked down at the line by McNeil. Now puck is loose, up with it, the Monarchs. Krashenzi gains the line, has it poked away by McNeil to Reese. Center ice, Henrik Samuelson on it. Drops it off for Dauphine. Dauphine moving in, knocked away by Bodnerchuk. Dauphine bumped by Bodnerchuk in the trapezoid. Now wraparound attempt is thwarted.
Samuelson speared Auger, and when they exchanged on that far side, that wasn't called, and Auger just went up high.
Now on it, Reese in his own zone for the Pirates. Reese plays it behind the net near side for McNeil. McNeil battling with Krashenzi. Auger pries it free, back out to Gravel, throws it toward the net, but it goes wide.
Auger separated by Joe Ross. Auger just took the stick right out of Lesio's hand.
And now Lesio And Auger continued to chirp, and stepping in was Schwartz. And Auger being restrained by Joe Ross. And Joe Ross is telling Auger to go into the locker room. So we have completed one period of playoff hockey here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. And pretty much as we expected, it would be a physical affair. And they have not disappointed. What would you expect from the Monarchs and the Portland Pirates, especially when there's so much on the line? Shots 8 for the Pirates, 6 for the Monarchs. Monarchs lead it by a score of 2-1. Chris Ryan standing by downstairs, and momentarily, Chris will be chatting with a member of the Manchester Monarchs as they leave the ice to go into the locker room with a 2-1 lead on first period goals by Jordan Wheel and Brian O'Neill. And Chris, will send things down to you.
Thank you very much, Ken. Great first period of playoff hockey. We're joined by Nick Shore, back with the Monarchs from the Los Angeles Kings. And your takeaways from the first?
Yeah, I thought we had a pretty strong first. Obviously, we didn't want to give up that PK goal there, but other than that, I thought we controlled the play well. We were able to get 2, so keep on rolling from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, it is playoff hockey out there. Certainly the effort and intensity is there. A little chippiness from the Portland Pirates as well. What are your takeaways from the effort intensity aspect of things? Do you like where the Monarchs are at?
Yeah, you got to expect that. Anytime you're stepping into the playoffs, it's going to be ramped up a little bit. And Portland's a good team. We knew this was going to be a challenge for us. So, 2-1 right now, looking to get the win.
For you personally, in terms of your growth, what are you looking for here in the postseason? And obviously, getting readjusted to playing with Brian O'Neill, but it seemed like, particularly in that second goal, the chemistry was there, and you guys cycled it and created a great opportunity.
It's always good to get back with guys that you've had success with, but all our focus is on right now is this game right here in hand. Goal lead. We gotta finish it off and have a strong second here.
Shorzy, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Nick Shore back with the Manchester Monarchs. Ken, a solid first period for him. Back alongside Brian O'Neill, a player who he obviously played very well with down here in Manchester, and the Monarchs lead 2-1.
All right, Chris, thank you very much, and thanks to Nick Shore for joining us as well between periods 1 and 2 here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal series between the top seed, the Manchester Monarchs, and the 8th seed, the Portland Pirates. Coming up, we'll have more in 2 minutes right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
And here is your lobster frittata. It's topped with a
Oh, yeah!
Oh, my gosh.
Really?
I'm so sorry. Really. He's not usually like this, but with Verizon XLTE,
Yes.
he can stream his hockey on the go.
Right.
So when updates and highlights come in, well, sometimes he can't help.
Yes!
He just really loves his hockey.
With double the 4G LTE bandwidth in cities nationwide, Verizon XLTE turns anytime into hockey time. Coverage not available everywhere. See VerizonWireless.com for details.
Last year, Bud Light filled a town with people who were up for whatever, like doing karaoke with me, Lil Jon. Gary was there. Remember that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it again.
What?
Bud Light is doing another Whatever USA,
Okay.
but in a new location
What?
with all new events.
What?
Just submit a 15-second video.
What?
A 15-second video telling Bud Light why you should go. Okay, Gary?
Okay.
Gary?
Okay.
If you're up for Whatever USA, submit your 15-second video with hashtag #UpForWhatever and hashtag audition for a chance to go. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Bud Light Whatever USA video contest open to U.S. residents 21 and over. No purchase necessary. Ends May 25th, 2015. Visit UpForWhatever.com for official rules, entry, prizes, and details. Void where prohibited.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
What?
Imagine a new model for healthcare where no one has to face cancer alone, where patients are the center of a comprehensive cancer-fighting team. It's happening here in New England. Imagine doctors armed with the latest technology and treatment options and working with you as a partner in all your treatment decisions. Learn more about Dartmouth-Hitchcock's Norris Cotton Cancer Center at cancer.dartmouth.edu. Dartmouth-Hitchcock. Imagine.
Welcome back to the Verizon Wireless Arena. Ken Cale here along with Chris Ryan. Dave Morrison is our producer at the flagship, and glad to have you listening tonight on AM 1590 in Nashua, WSMN. And great to have those listeners with us tonight, as well as those of you on ESPN, NHRadio.com, ManchesterMonarchs.com, and AHL Live.com. And I know there's a big party going on in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador right now at the O'Brien household, rooting the Monarchs on to victory here tonight. So we say hello to them. Glad to have that party going on, listening and watching Monarchs hockey tonight. Monarchs took the lead at 2:07 of the opening period in this one. Jordan Wheel letting one go from the right wing circle, his first of the postseason, assisted by Sean Backman and Kevin Rain, giving the Monarchs an early lead in this one. However, on the power play, the Pirates tied it up just 64 seconds later on a goal by a player who was really a thorn in the side to the Manchester Monarchs throughout the regular season, or ever since he's joined this Portland club, and that is Henrik Samuelsson. As Samuelsson scored from the right wing circle on the power play, his first of the postseason. He was set up by Shinneman and McNeil. And then at 10:27, the Monarchs retook the lead. Brian O'Neill battling for a loose puck in front, banged it by Mike McKenna to lift the Monarchs into a 2-1 lead. Assists on the goal to Michael Mersch and Andrew Bodnarchuk. And that's the way we stand right now after one period of play, with the Monarchs on top by a score of 2-1. 8 shots for the Pirates in that period, and only 6 for the Manchester Monarchs. Monarchs Radio Network presented by Manchester Boston Regional Airport. And if you're having trouble finding a doctor who's accepting new patients and your insurance, or maybe you've moved and haven't found a primary care doctor as yet, well, the good folks at CMC can help. All you have to do is call Catholic Medical Center's primary care access line at 314-4750, and they will find the right doctor for you and have your medical records transferred for you as well. Call 314-4750 and get started today. Game 2 of the series will be played here on Saturday night at 7 o'clock here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. And good seats remain for that one. Just log on to ManchesterMonarchs.com, or you can call the office during the day tomorrow. Operators will be standing by at 603-626-7825. And then the series switches for Game 3 to Portland on Sunday evening for a 5 o'clock matchup at the Cross Insurance Arena in downtown Portland, Maine. The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs continue tonight. In Detroit, no score late in the first period. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Detroit Red Wings going at it this evening. And in that series, Detroit leads Tampa Bay 2-1. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period tonight in our nation's capital. The New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals tied at 1 apiece. That series tied at 2 games apiece. A little bit later on, it'll be Chicago at Nashville. Chicago leading that series 3-1. Also tonight, Calgary at Vancouver. Calgary leading that series by a margin of 3-1. Monarchs lead this one by a score of 2-1 after one period of play. In the NBA playoffs tonight, they're early in the second quarter at the TD Garden. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are leading the Boston Celtics 33-27. Cleveland leading that series by a margin of 2-0. Fans, don't forget to bring your game-used Monarchs ticket into ENR Cleaners retail stores and receive 20% off your dry cleaning order. And, of course, you can keep up with the Monarchs wherever you are. You can join the team online to gain access to all of our special promotions and take a look behind the scenes of Monarchs country. Visit ManchesterMonarchs.com for a one-stop shop for Monarchs social media accounts. After one, Monarchs 2 and the Portland Pirates 1. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with more right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
JD's Tavern, a great place before a game or after work. It's the place to go when attending a hockey game or any event at the Verizon Wireless Arena. JD's Tavern and the Radisson Hotel, downtown Manchester is it. If you're looking for a place with a creative menu, including oversized sandwiches, delicious soups, fantastic burgers, and great salads, then look no further than JD's Tavern. Heading to a Manchester Monarchs game? JD's Tavern just across from the arena on Elm Street. Take a break from the ordinary and try the extraordinary. Stop into JD's for your next business lunch, after work, or a great night out with friends. Enjoy entrees like braised short ribs, grilled New York sirloin, and fresh catch of the day. Classic designer burgers, grilled flatbread pizza, and artisan cheese boards using locally sourced food. JD's comfortable decor reflects the old mill architecture of the Manchester Historic Mill Yard. Before or after the game, for lunch or dinner, or just a fun night out with friends, try the upscale tavern, JD's Tavern at the Radisson Hotel, downtown Manchester.
Energy North Propane has been serving the Merrimack Valley, Seacoast, and Lakes region for a long time. Through the years, they've learned how to treat their customers, and they're committed to those relationships. Energy North employees are your neighbors. They care about quality workmanship, dependability, safety, and clean air and water for our children. That's the Energy North Propane commitment. EnergyNorthPropane.com.
Energy North Propane, people you know, service you trust.
Manchester Oral Surgery treats your Manchester Monarchs for their mouth, face, and tooth injuries. Dr. Mark Hochberg and Dr. Mark Abel can remove your wisdom teeth or place dental implants. Advances in technology like our cone beam CT scan and state-of-the-art infused bone grafting allows Drs. Hochberg and Abel to work with your dentist to replace your missing teeth without the need for removable dentures. Go where the Monarchs go to treat their injuries. Drs. Hochberg and Abel can be reached at www.manchesteroralsurgery.com or by calling 622-9441.
State Farm, this is Greg.
Just calling to say thanks for the gift of bagpipes. We switched our auto and home insurance to State Farm and saved ourselves $825.
Some save even more. Save hundreds when you combine auto and home insurance with State Farm.
Here's one that I call the Combine and Save Polka.
Get to a better state. State Farm. Average household savings based on 2012 National Survey of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Welcome back to the Verizon Wireless Arena. It is game one of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal series between the top seed, the Manchester Monarchs, and the 8th seed, the Portland Pirates. Monarchs on top by a score of 2-1 after one period of play on first period goals by Jordan Wheel and Brian O'Neill. Last night, the Calder Cup Playoffs opened up. First game of the Providence-Hartford series was played in Hartford, and the Hartford Wolfpack came away with a 3-1 victory over the Providence Bruins. Spinell, Christo, and Klingberg scoring for Hartford. Zach Trotman had the lone goal in that one for the Providence Bruins. The Utica Comets and the Chicago Wolves went to double overtime, and Utica won that game in Chicago by a score of 3-2 at the All-State Arena in Chicago, Illinois. So a nail-biter there in Chicago last night. Sanguinetti scoring the game winner in the second overtime period at 3:10 of the second overtime session, giving the Utica Comets a 1-game-to-none lead over the Chicago Wolves in that Western Conference series. New Hampshire Orthopedic Center has been the official orthopedic provider for your Manchester Monarchs since 2001. New Hampshire Orthopedic Center provides comprehensive care for athletes and non-athletes at convenient locations throughout southern New Hampshire. You can visit them in Nashua, Manchester, Londonderry, Amherst, and Salem. Learn more at NHOC.com. Monarchs and the Pirates will meet again. Game 2 coming up here on Saturday night. And again, for tickets, you can go on to ManchesterMonarchs.com, or you can call the office tomorrow at 603-626-7825. You can go for your career goal and get your degree at Southern New Hampshire University. Southern New Hampshire University offers over 100 undergraduate and graduate degree programs, including the Global MBA and programs in sport management and justice studies. Southern New Hampshire University on campus, on location, and online at snhu.edu. As we mentioned during the broadcast, 14 of the 22 players on this year's playoff roster for the Manchester Monarchs were also with the club for last year's Calder Cup Playoffs. Derek Forbert, Vincent Loverty, Colin Miller, Andrew Bodnerchuk, Zach O'Brien, Sean Backman, Jordan Wheel, Andrew Crescenzi, Brian O'Neill, Scott Sabrin, Patrick Bartizak, J.F. Berube, Nick Shore, and Jeff Schultz, all on last season's postseason roster, which ended in the first round as the Monarchs lost to the Norfolk Admirals in that opening round series, 3-1. Brian O'Neill, of course, was awarded the Les Cunningham Award for the AHL's most valuable player on Saturday, and he also secured the John B. Sullenberger Trophy for winning the regular season scoring title with 22 goals and 58 assists for 80 points. He is the first Monarchs player ever to be named MVP, and he joins Pavel Rosa as the only Manchester players ever to lead the league in scoring. You might recall Pavel Rosa's great season back in 2003-2004 when he recorded 88 points for the Manchester Monarchs. This, by the way, the second time that the Monarchs and the Portland Pirates have faced each other in postseason play. The Monarchs swept Portland in the best-of-7 divisional semifinal in the 2010 Calder Cup Playoffs. Monarchs went on to the Eastern Conference Finals that year, where they lost in 6 games to the Hershey Bears. The officials back out on the ice surface, getting set for the second period here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. We'll take a break and be back with more right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
How would you like to live in the historic Opera Block? Downtown Manchester living at its best, just steps from the theater, boutiques, and nightlife. Red Oak Apartment Homes can help you make the right move. Would you like to live in an apartment home that is pet-friendly? An apartment home that has a pool, clubhouse, and a gym? Then let Red Oak Apartment Homes help you make Sunset Ridge your new home. Or would a renovated loft in the historic St. George School be more your style? Discover Red Oak Apartment Homes today and start exploring the largest selection of affordable to luxury apartment homes in the state. Red Oak Apartment Homes has historical, urban to suburban, studios, lofts, 1 to 4 bedrooms, and many apartments with utilities included, starting at only $599 a month. Visit the Red Oak Apartment Homes website at www.redoakproperties.com for a full list of available apartment homes, and soon you'll be saying welcome home with Red Oak. www.redoakproperties.com.
Welcome back to the Verizon Wireless Arena as we get set for second period action. Monarchs and the Portland Pirates going at it on this Thursday night. Same two teams will meet on Saturday night, of course, in Game 2 of this best-of-5 series. Chris Ryan between the benches. And, Chris, what do you look for in period number 2?
A little trivia, Ken, about the last Monarchs-Pirates series. It was 5 years ago. And you know how I know this?
Because go ahead.
Because Liam was born 5 years ago, the day after Game 4. And but Hillary went into the hospital, my wife, the night of the game, which I tend to hear about every now and then.
I'm sure you do.
But I would do it all over again.
And I know you would. And that is good trivia. Now, Liam will be turning 5 very shortly. Now with it, Mersch in the circle. Mersch shot knocked down in front. Now puck loose along the left wing wall, squirts free into the neutral zone.
We started much earlier that year because his birthday was on the 21st, excuse me.
21st, oh, okay, and it's already happened. Now puck kept in by Reese. Now Portland has it, far side, shot goes off the end wall. Mersch has it, he's knocked down by Shinneman. As a shot from the line, and we get a stoppage in play. Gormley is going to go off, I believe.
for boarding. No,
Shinneman.
Nope, Shinneman. I beg your pardon. Yep, Shinneman. Gormley was having a word with the official, but Shinneman off for boarding.
Yeah, that one's a good call. Watch the replay on that.
Did have a couple of borderline calls in that opening period.
And that one, that's a boarding call. I mean, the guy's facing the glass. You can pull up. You don't have to hit him in that instance. That's a boarding call.
Face-off comes all the way down into the Monarchs end of the ice. Monarchs on the power play. Monarchs 0 for 2 in the opening period with the man advantage. The Pirates were 1 for 2. Now Miller plays it ahead, right wing side for Backman. Now tracking it down, Philip Samuelson, and Samuelson tries to clear, kept in by Miller. Gravel with a drive, and I'm not sure if that got through to McKenna or not. Miller pulls the trigger, and the shot deflected wide. Monarchs giving chase. Miller in his own zone, drops it off for Jordan Wheel. Wheel starting out of his own end for the Monarchs. Wheel center circle with it. Wheel plays it right side. Knocked down. Miller can't keep it in at the line. Now on it for the Monarchs is Dowd in the neutral zone. Drops it off for Miller in his own end. Miller to Gravel. Miller has it far side. Gravel with it in the neutral zone. Center ice on it is Wheel. Center circle. Wheel plays it right side to Miller. Miller's pass deflected into the neutral zone and tracked down by Bodnarchuk in his own end.
Portland has a small army of scratches.
They really do.
Sitting in section 225. Good Lord.
Now Laverty bumped along the wall by Dylan Reese. Now puck comes into the Monarchs end of the ice. Monarchs have not had a shot as yet on this power play opportunity. They lead it 2-1. Now Mersch neutral zone. His pass to Shore. Shore's pass behind O'Neill. Giving chase Samuelson. Philip Samuelson plays it behind his own net. Now just 15 seconds remaining on the boarding call to Shinneman. Forbert's pass in the slot. Now Shore left wing circle. His drive hit the post. Shore hit the post from the left wing circle. Shore gets it back left side to O'Neill. Now shot by Rain goes wide. Penalty has expired. Shinneman back on the ice. O'Neill takes it behind the net. Now to Forbert. His shot knocked down.
A good shot as McKenna was able to battle that one down. Shot headed up high, glove side.
Now puck kept in by Rain, but stolen by Shinneman. Wache pokes it ahead to Shinneman. Shinneman bumped by Auger right in front of the Monarchs' door as the Monarchs were making a change. And the door was open. Now we're going to get a penalty coming up here on Vandergulik. Auger and Philip Samuelson have some words. Lane steps in. But now the Monarchs are going to be shorthanded here with 16:54 to go in the middle period, leading 2-1. As you follow the action on AM 1590, WSMN Nashua. Time of the penalty will be 3 minutes and 6 seconds of the second period.
Not a huge fan of that call either, believe it or not, Ken. We haven't seen a replay on that one as of yet. It looked like Vandy, engaged with the Portland player. Both guys go down. Both crash into the boards. But Vandy's heading off.
Face off left circle to the right of J.F. Berube. Portland, as we said, 1 for 2 on the power play in the opening period.
Backing up Mike McKenna tonight on the Portland bench, who was with the Arizona Coyotes this year.
Planned away, Pirates on the power play, Monarchs on the Terminix penalty kill. Now with it, the Monarchs. Bodnarchuk tried to clear, loose puck along the end wall. Now Gormley keeps it alive, right wing wall, center point. McNeil, a drive and a glove save by Berube. I don't know how he saw that one, but he did.
He's been really good, Ken.
He has.
He has been really good so far in this contest. And JF, I thought, really started to find his confidence in the game against the Portland Pirates last Friday night. And coincidentally, I think Portland found themselves in that game too. They were dominant in the second and third. Monarchs were able to have success in that game, but Portland then came back and won on Saturday and Sunday to get into the postseason and a come from behind victory in Worcester.
That it was. They were behind 4-2 entering the third period, and Henrik Samuelsson scored a pair, and Bolduc scored the game winner. Now Gormley over the line. Henrik Samuelsson's pass. Shinneman to Bolduc in front. Shot saved by Berube off Bolduc. Close range.
Bolduc couldn't control the puck initially as it went off his skate. He was able to find it and skate in on JF. JF stood solid, filled the net, and made a big stop.
Now puck chipped ahead into the Portland end of the ice. Backman battling with Gormley. Coming away with the puck, McNeil for the Pirates. Center ice, Shinneman over the line left side. Shinneman throws it in the slot. Pass deflected into the neutral zone. Tracked down by Dylan Reese at his own line. Plays it back in his own end.
Shore lost an edge and just crashed into the boards. That's the second time I've seen that happen in this game with players losing an edge out there for no reason.
Now puck is loose. Up with it, Colin Miller. Miller clears it into the neutral zone. Tracked down by Reese. 20 seconds remaining on the penalty to Vandergulik. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. Reese on it. Center, half moon, I should say, at center ice. Wheel steals the puck, drops it into the neutral zone. Taken by O'Neill over the line. O'Neill moving in to Wheel. His drive saved by McKenna.
Yeah, nice redistribution of that rebound as well as he gets it on to Lesio, who brought it out of the zone.
Lesio broken up, gets it back. Left wing circle, now side of the left wing circle is Lesio.
He's a very good, dangerous player, Lesio. He operates well in tight spaces. That time, though, he loses it, and the Monarchs bring it out.
Now O'Neill to Wheel, right circle moving in. Tried to hit Loverty left side. Now Loverty keeps it in along the left wing boards. Loverty throws it off the end wall. Backman side of the right wing circle, overskated it.
Monarchs D needs to be more active. I like having Vinny down low.
Now O'Neill to Backman. His shot blocked in the right wing circle. Another shot by Backman. And saved by McKenna. I do believe that one got through, or did it?
It did, yeah.
Yep. Now up with it is Hanley. Plays it ahead to Selleck. Selleck's pass knocked down at the line by Forbert to Grattan, who backhands it off the end wall in the Portland zone, taken by Hanley. Under 14 minutes to play.
Good smart play by Gratz there. Backhands it in. Lets the Monarchs get a change, go in, throw the body, but Portland able to break out.
Shot left wing side, whistles high and wide of Berube. Now Grattan is bumped by Derzinski away from the play. Forbert tracks it down in his own end. This is the second period, although it doesn't reflect that way on the scoreboard here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Crescenzi with it in the neutral zone. Monarchs lead it 2-1. Crescenzi with it in the corner. Wraps it around behind the net, stolen by Schwartz.
Not on any of the scoreboards does it say it's the second period. First on each one.
Shinneman with it. Throws it into the slot for Schwartz. Back out it goes to McNeil. His shot deflected into the right wing corner. Now puck is loose in the right wing corner along the right wing board. Shinneman digs it free. Now a pass by Schwartz goes into the neutral zone. Tracked down by Gormley. Gormley to Schwartz. Now on it McNeil. Puck loose, stolen by Auger in the neutral zone. Auger right wing side. His drive goes wide. Gravel able to keep it in along the left wing wall. Puck loose.
Auger's size and strength has been frustrating the Portland Pirates in this game as they continue to take whacks at him.
Now puck in the neutral zone in the half moon area. Right in front of the penalty timers bench down below. Puck dug out by Schwartz. Portland plays it ahead. Puck knocked down by the Monarchs.
Ice as that puck hit Laverne as he came off.
Now down with it right circle. He's broken up. And Portland comes away with the puck. Gormley has it off to our left behind his own net in the Portland end of the ice. Starts out of his own zone.
The Pirates chirping at the officials. That's twice the Monarchs have gotten away with it.
Now Gaudette sends it around the wall on the near side. Puck loose along the near side wall, now in the neutral zone.
Monarchs need to be really careful with their changes now as Portland continues to alert the officials. So they'll certainly be looking for it.
Now puck is loose in the right wing corner, Monarch zone, dug out by Mersch. Mersch battling along the right wing wall. Lesio has it now. Now Mersch comes up with it in the near circle for the Monarchs. Mersch plays it into the Portland end of the ice. On it is Reese, sends it far side to Philip Samuelsson.
the stick. Lesio controls. Now Lesio goes down in the neutral zone.
Monarchs got away with one there. Shore's stick was in. They could have called that.
Now puck in the right wing corner. Portland into the ice. Reese wraps it around the wall on the near side. Monarchs keep it alive. Shore drops it off for O'Neill in the slot. Pass deflected by Portland. Now Samuelson. Phillip chips it into the neutral zone. Knocked down by Forbert. Ahead to Shore at the red line. Shore with it. Center ice for the Monarchs. Drops it off for Forbert. Forbert plays it ahead for Brian O'Neill. O'Neill broken up by Lane, and Portland comes up with it. Over the line, Bolduc right side, slowed down by Forbert. Now Bolduc battling with O'Neill. Forbert steps into the fray. O'Neill trying to pry it free. Dvorak comes away with it. His pass stolen by Grattan. Plays it off the near wall, deep in the Portland end of the ice.
This will go for icing.
That it will, and we'll face it off in the Monarch zone.
This is Nick Shore's first game action, Ken, in nearly 2 weeks, as the Los Angeles Kings not played since in 2 weeks from Saturday. So Shore out there on the ice, and he's got to stay out there on the ice because of the icing.
So the faceoff will come in the right wing circle to the left of J.F. Berube, who has been very good tonight for the Manchester Monarchs. Grattan with it in the neutral zone. Shots are very limited in this period. If you believe what's up on the scoreboard, just 2 for the Pirates and 1 for the Monarchs officially.
Seems right. I mean, there have not been a lot of pucks towards the net. The action has been good, but the shots have been limited.
Now McNeil with it in the neutral zone. McNeil sends it in off the near side glass. Stopped behind the net by Berube. Leaves it for Colin Miller. Now they've changed the period. Now tracking it down is McNeil. McNeil has it, slides it across ice. Now with a neutral zone, Derzinski for Henrik Samuelson. Throws it into the left wing corner. Now puck is loose, dug out by Miller. Gravel in the corner with it. Tried to hit Dowd, but it's kept in by the Portland Pirates. Fed into the slot, knocked down by Colin Miller. Now puck loose along the near side wall. Samuelson, Henrik keeps it alive. And now going down was Gravel.
Wanted a hit. Call, excuse me.
Shot from the left wing side by Dahlbeck and a save by Berube. Now Derzinski has it in the trapezoid. Bumped by Dowd. Derzinski throws it out front. Save near post by Berube.
JF is very sharp in tracking the puck. Very active in filling the net. It's been a strong contest for JF. He's made 10 saves so far. We're halfway through it.
Now Shinneman and Miller collide. Selleck's pass knocked down by Zach O'Brien. Puck wound around the wall on the near side. Backman can't clear as they battle for it along the right wing wall. Backman is there. Now Miller has it for the Monarchs. Wraps it around the wall.
Stick. That could be 4 as Gaudette came up high and got underneath Colin Miller's chin. This will at least be 2. He's looking for blood. And it will be, in fact, 2.
8:38 to go. Monarchs power play coming up. Monarchs 2, Pirates 1. We'll take a 2-minute break on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
How would you like to live in the historic Opera Block? Downtown Manchester living at its best, just steps from the theater, boutiques, and nightlife. Red Oak Apartment Homes can help you make the right move. Would you like to live in an apartment home that is pet friendly? An apartment home that has a pool, clubhouse, and a gym?
No.
Then let Red Oak Apartment Homes help you make Sunset Ridge your new home. Or would a renovated loft in the historic St. George School be more your style? Discover Red Oak Apartment Homes today and start exploring the largest selection of affordable to luxury apartment homes in the state. Red Oak Apartment Homes has historical, urban to suburban, studios,
I don't want 2
lofts,
minutes.
1 to 4 bedrooms, and many apartments with utilities included, starting at only $599 a month. Visit the Red Oak Apartment Homes website at www.redoakproperties.com for a full list of available apartment homes, and soon you'll be saying welcome home with Red Oak. www.redoakproperties.com.
Face off right wing circle to the left of McKenna. Monarchs on the power play, leading 2-1. 8:38 to go in the second period of Game 1 in this Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. One game played last night, and Hartford beat Providence 3-1. Now, shot by Loverty and a score! right off the faceoff. Loverty let it go from just inside the blue line. It may have been redirected in front. We'll wait and see, but the Monarchs score a power play goal. It's 3-1.
I think Jordan Wheel may have gotten that one right after the draw. We'll see. He led the charge back to the bench. The Monarchs again make the Portland Pirates pay. And this game has been played a lot with the extra man or minus a man. And specialty teams have been key, and the Monarchs specialty teams have been good.
Now Bodnarchuk in the neutral zone. Over the line, Zach O'Brien left wing side. O'Brien's pass deflected, stolen away by the Pirates. With it is Dauphine over the line.
Definitely
right
a
side.
redirect by Wheel on that, Ken, as he was able to lift the puck up high as he skated into the right wing circle.
Now Lane with it. Left wing corner, wraps it around behind the Manchester cage.
Again, that's huge. 2 from Wheel, 1 from O'Neill. And as I mentioned in the first period, you know if you're the Portland Pirates, you said, we've got to take away their skill guys. So let's make the third, fourth line guys beat us in this game. You don't let Jordan Wheel, you don't let Brian O'Neill or Nick Shore beat you. And so far, those are the guys who have beat the Portland Pirates.
Wheel, second of the night. Set up by Loverty and O'Brien. Now Portland with it in the neutral zone. Dauphine with it. Dauphine sends it off the far wall. Rain with it. Bumped by Henrik Samuelsson. Mersch in his own zone drops it back for Forbert. So 2 on the night for Jordan Wheel, who got a late season call-up to the Los Angeles Kings and took the pregame skate with the Kings in their final regular season home game. Now off the stick of Henrik Samuelsson into the right wing corner.
Bolduc is so chippy, Ken. Every single time he can take a little shot to the head, he does it. So many little things.
Now redirect in front by Dvorak, and Berube makes the save as Dvorak was set up by Bolduc from the corner, and once again J.F. Berube comes up big between the pipes for the Monarchs with 6:55 to go, second period. Monarchs now 3 and the Pirates 1. We'll take a 60-second break on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Checking air travel options? Check Manchester Boston Regional Airport first. Check MHT for easy access, affordable on-site parking, free Wi-Fi, and access to the Centrix Bank Business Center. Check MHT for non-stop jet service to Atlanta, Baltimore, Washington, Charlotte, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Philadelphia, Tampa, Washington National, and more. The next time your plans call for air travel, remember to check Manchester Boston Regional Airport first. Buy local, fly MHT.
Morgan Press is a proud supporter of the Manchester Monarchs. Why not let Morgan Press be a proud supporter of your business? For over 30 years, Morgan Press has been delivering quality work at a reasonable price. Morgan Press, for all your commercial offset and digital printing needs. Please visit our website for more information, www.morganpress.com. That's www.morganpress.com.
Both teams at full strength. Monarchs lead it 3-1. Just scoring on the power play. Took 5 seconds for the Monarchs to score on that power play. Now Dowd gains the line. Dowd tracks it down right side. Bumped by Henrik Samuelsson. Up with it is Bolduc. Bolduc ahead to Philip Samuelsson, who backhands it along the end wall. Puck loose. Right wing corner on it. Bolduc bumped by Dowd. Now Bolduc continues to battle in the corner. Drops it off for Dvorak. Puck loose in the bottom of the right wing circle. Now up with it Vandergulik for Auger. Auger gains the line right side. Auger a drive, saved by McKenna. Rebound taken by Selleck. Selleck plays it ahead for Derzinski. Derzinski over the line, but offside. Whistled against the Pirates. With 6:04 remaining here in period number 2, 3-1. The Monarchs are on top in this one.
Yeah, you got to like where the Monarchs are at right now on the scoreboard. Really, overall, the game in terms of the chippiness of the first period has died down to some extent. That's certainly going to rise up again, but The Monarchs took the best that Portland had, and they find themselves up 3-1 in this contest.
Off the draw, controlled by the Pirates, played into the neutral zone. Selleck gains the line right side, slowed down by Bodnarchuk. Grattan bumped along the wall by Wachier. Now Bissonnette with it. Drops it off for Loverty. Loverty right circle. His drive saved by McKenna. Crescenzi battling for it. Bissonnette in the corner as well.
Kind of a juicy rebound there, too, by McKenna as he left that one in the slot area towards the left wing circle. Nobody there for the Monarchs, though.
Gormley comes away with it for Portland for Wachier. Now to Selleck. He can't come up with it. Selleck bumping with Crescenzi. Now Bodnarchuk with it in his own zone. Slides it across for Loverty. Loverty gains the line. Crescenzi left wing side. His shot whistles wide of McKenna. Now on it. Reese plays it ahead for Selleck. Selleck's pass deflected. And Lesio was hit with the puck and goes down right in front of the Portland bench.
That's not pretty. It looked like the kind of ducked out of the way there, but it looked like the puck was headed towards the Monarchs bench, so I'm not sure if it deflected off the Monarchs bench area and into Lesio, but it looked like that's where the puck was headed.
And he is going to the Portland locker room.
Yeah, he's has some facial issues.
All right. 5:08 to go in the second period. Chris Ryan getting an up-close and personal look.
Not too close and personal. I couldn't exactly tell you what happened there because I was quickly out of the way once I saw that puck headed here. It's been a couple ones so far tonight headed this direction.
Shinneman's shot goes off the glass. Kept alive by Gaudette rather in the corner. Gaudette battling with Grattan in the right wing corner in the Manchester zone. Now taken away by Forbert, plays it into the neutral zone. Dahlbeck drops it off for McNeil. Now over the line, Shinneman. Shinneman for Schwartz. Left wing side, Dahlbeck shot. And
JF got that with a blocker.
Deflected out of play.
Yeah, JF again meeting the challenge, takes away the angle, and makes the right save at the right time. His 11th of the game. JF filling the net, making big stops, and Monarchs leading 3-1.
Meanwhile, the Monarchs have only 10 shots, and they've beaten McKenna 3 times.
But I mean, you look at the ways the Monarchs have scored in this game, and really, the first one maybe could have had that one. Probably he'd like to have that one. There's a shot from some distance there. Jordan Wheel beat him glove side, but other than that, the redirect from Wheel comes up in up high. O'Neill's goal on the nice pass, and there was.
Now pass stolen by Zach O'Brien. Here's Zach O'Brien over the line left side. O'Brien's drive and a save by a standing McKenna. And he hangs on. At the half at the TD Garden tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers 56 and the Boston Celtics 48.
Yeah, you're not going to win games giving up 56 points in the first half.
Nope. Celtics did have a lead late in the first half, but Cleveland came on strong over the last 90 seconds of the quarter. Now puck cleared, knocked down by Gravel in the neutral zone as he got down on all fours to knock it down. Here's Zach O'Brien gaining the line. O'Brien has it poked away, now throws it off the right wing wall. Puck wrapped around the wall on the near side. Now in the neutral zone it goes. Up with it is Henrik Samuelsson, bumping in the half moon, stolen away by Zach O'Brien. Giving chase is Hanley behind the net, being chased by Backman. And Portland comes away with the puck on it. Philip Samuelsson. Samuelsson to his brother Henrik. Or that pass originally to Dvorak, who sent it to Henrik Samuelsson. Sometimes tough to distinguish between the 18 and the 19 out there. And now the net has become dislodged behind J.F. Berube with 3:38 to go in the second period. They're in the bottom of the fourth inning in St. Petersburg tonight. Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays are tied at 1.
Bolduc and Auger, as Auger again frustrating the Portland Pirates. Bolduc definitely operates under the mantra of he who fights and skates away can skate away another day.
3:38 to go here in the second period. Monarchs on top 3-1. 2 goals by Jordan Wheel, 1 by Brian O'Neill. Shot by Forbert, knocked down. Left wing circle.
Sent off the far wall. Rain plays at neutral zone for Auger right in front of the Portland bench. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Vandergulik able to drop it into the Portland end of the ice, taken by Lane. Pass now deflected into the Manchester end of the ice. Forbert on it there for the Monarchs. Forbert starts it up ice. Forbert to Vandergulik in the neutral zone. Vandergulik ahead to Dow. Dow to backhander, sticked away at the near post by McKenna. Dow keeping it alive to Auger, but it's stolen away by the Pirates. Pirates send it into the Monarchs end of the ice, tracked down by Captain Vincent Loverty. Now Dow to Vandergulik. Vandergulik plays it off the glass in the Portland end of the ice. O'Neill with it in the right wing corner, knocked off the puck. Puck loose in the trapezoid. O'Neill comes away with it. Gets it back to Loverty, who kept it in along the right wing wall. Now Shore with it, left wing side. Shore, center point Loverty. His drive saved McKenna, and a score in front as the Monarchs able to pounce on the loose puck in front of McKenna and bang it home to make it Monarchs 4 and the Pirates 1. French fries for everybody.
Yeah, flat out awful rebound control from Mike McKenna, as McKenna made the initial stop but just left the puck out in the crease. Portland unable to get to that loose puck. Brian O'Neill able to get to that loose puck. He buries it, his second of the night. He has 2, Wheel has 2, and the Monarchs are up 4-1 with a big showing here in the second.
Only 11 shots for the Monarchs and 4 goals. Brian O'Neill in front, his second of the night at 17:30 of period number 2 here at the Verizon Wireless Arena.
And Portland defenseman actually trying to clear in that instance, and O'Neill.
Shot goes over the net by the Pirates. Puck loose in the right wing corner. 4-1 Monarchs.
O'Neill ripped it off the stick of that Portland defenseman and put it in the back of the net.
Now Wheel is leveled in the right wing corner. O'Neill from Loverty and Shore, the official.
Should have been making significant contact with Berube.
Land away in the neutral zone. On it over the line, right side McNeil. Stolen away by Backman, who turns it up ice.
This is where it could start getting really chippy.
Now McNeil plays it ahead.
Jasinski just got cleaned up in the half moon by Bodnarchuk. This could be a very intense minute 30 to end this period.
Now with a neutral zone, Auger. Auger gains the line. Right wing circle. His drive saved by McKenna, and he hangs on.
Philip Samuelson throws the forearm shiver into the chest of Nick Dowd. Those two ushered to the boards by Joe Ross. And Justin Auger there as well. I mean, you're Portland. You look at this, you think you're playing a pretty good game, and you're trailing 4-1. And you think you've played hard. You think you've pushed forth your best effort, pretty much. You're trailing 4-1. And that frustration may start to set in here late in the second and also into the third.
Face-off will come in the right wing circle to the left of Mike McKenna. Shots even at 13 apiece.
There's nothing worse as an athlete when you feel powerless to the resolution of the game. In other words, when you think you're doing your best, but you realize it just is not good enough against a superior opponent. That frustration is one of the worst feelings that these guys have, when you just cannot do anything to stop the opposition from having success.
Shore will take the draw against Wache. Now on it O'Neill. Bottom of the right wing circle. His drive saved near post by McKenna. Now the pass stolen away by Selleck. On it is Philip Samuelson, who backhands it into the left wing corner. On it, Selleck along the left wing wall. Drops it off for Wache along the end wall. Wache to Selleck, tied up by Miller in the left wing corner. Henrik Samuelson back out to the line. Shot by Hanley as it goes into the trapezoid. On it is Wache. Wache has it in the left wing circle. Battling with Gravel for the puck. Now it's still loose. On it is Henrik Samuelson. Samuelson battling with Miller. Samuelson stolen away by Shore. Shore to O'Neill. O'Neill with it. O'Neill shifting over the line, left side. O'Neill with it in the left wing corner. Sends it behind the net. Mersch broken up Puck loose, far side on it, Bolduc. Now in the neutral zone, played ahead by Dvorak, in on Berube. 15 seconds to go in the period, 4-1 Monarchs. Now giving chase, Zach O'Brien, left wing corner. O'Brien bumped by Dylan Reese in the Portland end of the ice. Time winding down here in the second period as they battle for the puck in the left wing corner. And that is going to do it for the second period. And now a scrum breaking out in the left wing corner in the Portland end of the ice. As still some pushing and shoving going on in that left wing corner. Forbort is there for the Monarchs. And the linesmen doing the best they can to separate the combatants.
Bolduc is one of the guys out there on the ice. His teammates are all battling in the corner, probably something he started, and he skates away. It's classic right there. He's got 4 teammates who are in the corner battling against the Monarchs, and he's booked it towards the dressing room. I don't think I'm going to be on his Christmas card list this year.
Probably not. I think he heard you. He was looking in your direction, I'll tell you that. Now the Monarchs and the Pirates leave the ice. Still words being exchanged. Paul Bissonnette, one of the last Monarchs to leave the ice as he heads down the runway. But we could be in for an interesting third period, let's put it that way. Monarchs on top in this one by a score of 4-1 over the Portland Pirates. Chris Ryan will have a word with Chris Height, Manchester Monarchs assistant coach, between periods 2 and 3, and then we'll have the latest edition of the American Hockey League Plays of the Week coming up in just a few minutes as well. Chris, we'll send it down to you.
Thank you very much, Ken, and certainly as we're joined by Monarchs assistant coach Chris Height, you must be very pleased with what we've seen from the Monarchs 2 periods into this one. You took Portland's best there in the first and extended the lead here in the second.
You know what? It's the playoffs, right? And, coming on the road, the way Portland got in, they've scratched and clawed to get in, and they played very well. And, we didn't expect anything different. They came out and they played a good, hard period, actually 2 periods, and we've buried some opportunities and put the puck in the net.
I think one of the more significant aspects of this game is that your stars have been the stars in the game, and certainly, in the Portland dressing room, their point of emphasis for them was probably Brian O'Neill, Jordan Wheel, Nick Shore, and O'Neill has 2 goals, Wheel has 2 goals, and that I think is pretty significant.
Well, for sure, you need your best players to be your best players in the playoffs, especially, and they have so far. So, you know what, they got to keep doing it, and everyone else has to follow the lead.
I thought JF had a fabulous first 2 periods of this game as well. Certainly not the biggest workload with 13 shots. He's turned aside 12 of them, but a confidence, the way he's tracking the puck, and obviously the Monarchs are going to go as far as JF carries him.
Well, he looks sharp. Definitely, there's pucks around the net. Portland likes a lot of the jam plays and quick plays to their slot forward, and he's looked sharp on those plays. So that's very important.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Monarchs assistant coach Chris Height joining us here. We send it back up to you, Ken.
All right, Chris, thank you very much, and thanks to Manchester Monarchs assistant coach Chris Height, who joins us between every second and third intermission, I should say, here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Score after 2 periods of play, Monarchs 4 and the Portland Pirates 1. We will take a 2-minute break and be back with more right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Stan, is that you? I thought you retired 10 years ago. Yeah, I did, but I really missed those dental benefits, so I'm back. Ain't retirement grand? You should check out the new individual and family plans from Delta Dental.
Welcome to the Calder Cup
Playoffs. Plans
16
expensive?
survivors.
Not with Delta Dental. You get the same dependable benefits offered by employer plans and at competitive rates, plus up to 100% coverage for exams, cleanings, and x-rays. And the dentist you have, you can keep, because Delta Dental has the largest dental network in the nation.
Welcome to the Calder Cup Playoffs.
So what's the catch?
16
No catch.
survivors, all with
It's easy. You can do it online at any time at deltadentalcoversme.com. What's that website again?
That's deltadentalcoversme.com.
Thanks. Retirement, here I come.
Northeast Delta Dental, the region's most experienced dental benefits company. Plans available in Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont.
Every day, kids playing sports suffer concussions. If a child isn't diagnosed and returns to play, their brain is vulnerable and an impact of minimal force can cause irreversible damage. It's called second impact syndrome, and it can result in attention deficit disorder, depression, and sometimes death. How can we prevent it? Coaches need to assess their players and prevent them from playing if they aren't reacting normally. We need to do baseline testing before kids participate. Then test the kids we suspect have had a concussion. If the results are different, they need to stop all activity and see a medical professional.
Hi, I'm Andrew Bodnarchuk, defenseman for the Manchester Monarchs. I recently suffered a concussion in a game. Resting, completely stopping all physical activity was crucial to my recovery. Because I did, I was able to get back on the ice. No matter what your age is, when it comes to a concussion, safety first. Rest up and you'll be back before you know it. A message from the New Hampshire Orthopedic Center and the Manchester Monarchs.
After 2 periods of play here at the Verizon Wireless Arena, the Manchester Monarchs are leading the Portland Pirates by a score of 4-1. Monarchs getting on the board early in this one in the opening period on a shot from the right wing circle by Jordan Wheel, picking up his first of the night, first of the postseason. He was set up by Sean Backman and also by Kevin Rain. Portland, however, on the power play, tied it up shortly thereafter, just a minute and 4 seconds later, as Henrik Samuelsson on the power play beat J.F. Berube from the right wing circle. Samuelsson's first of the postseason. He was set up by Shinneman and McNeil. Monarchs would regain the lead at 10:27 of the opening period. Brian O'Neill scoring his first of the night at 10:27 of the period. O'Neill picking up a loose puck in front and burying it by Mike McKenna to give the Monarchs the lead. He was set up by Michael Mersch and Andrew Bodnarchuk. So the Monarchs led it 2-1 after 20 minutes of hockey here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Shots on goal in that opening period. For Portland, 8, and for the Monarchs, 6. Monarchs took the lead at 11:27 of period number 2 on the power play. Vincent Loverty let a shot go from just inside the blue line. It was redirected by Jordan Wheel past McKenna, putting the Monarchs up by a score of 3-1. Power play goal. Wheel, his second of the game, set up by Loverty and O'Brien at 11:27. And then at the 17:30 mark, Brian O'Neill scored again to give the Monarchs a 3-goal bulge. Scored his second of the postseason, set up by Loverty and Shore with 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. And that gave the Monarchs their 4-1 lead that they enjoy right now between periods 2 and 3. The Monarchs Radio Network presented by Manchester Boston Regional Airport. NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs tonight. 5 minutes to go in the second period. Game 4 of their series in Detroit. Red Wings leading Tampa Bay 2-0. Detroit leading the series 2-1. 4:49 to go. Second period in our nation's capital tonight. The Washington Capitals leading the New York Islanders 2-1. That series tied at 2 victories apiece. A little bit later on, Chicago at Nashville. Blackhawks can wrap it up tonight. They lead the series 3-1. And at 10 o'clock tonight, in a game that will be on CNBC, Calgary at Vancouver. And Calgary can wrap it up as they lead the Canucks in the series 3-1. Don't forget game 2 of this series Saturday night at the Verizon Wireless Arena. And we certainly hope to see you here. Plenty of good seats still available. Just contact ManchesterMonarchs.com or 603-626-7825. Operators will be standing by tomorrow morning. And now, time for the final regular season edition of Plays of the Week in the American Hockey League with Bob Rotruck. Voice.
Welcome to the Calder Cup Playoffs. 16 survivors, all with their eyes on the same prize. Let's take a look at how we got here in our regular season wrap-up edition of the AHL Plays of the Week. It was down to the wire in the Eastern Conference for the last playoff spot. Springfield soaring on Saturday, and St. John's with an overtime win to push temporarily into 8th place. Andy Zilch on the call.
LaPree pinching. Boy, he's got an appetite for the net. Cullen scores!
seconds. Win it 4-3. Playoff home, stay alive. Sean Collins is the game-winning goal.
The pressure promptly put on the Portland Pirates, who proudly proceeded to propel right back into playoff positioning. Sunday evening, it was a 3-goal rally in the final period of the year. Here's Jeff Mannix with a dramatic clincher in the closing seconds.
Turned over, Bolduc coming in, he shoots, and he scores! Alex Bolduc goes top shelf, and with 42.2 seconds left, Portland is ahead 5-4. And get ready for playoff hockey, Portland. The Pirates are going back.
Portland to tangle in the opening round with Kilpatrick Trophy winning Manchester, who led the way with 50 wins and 109 points. The Monarchs closed out their final regular season after 14 years in the AHL with a 4-2 win over the Worcester Sharks, including this dazzler from Jordan Wheel as described by Ken Kale.
Sends it far side to Doherty. Now broken up on the forecheck by Wheel, a drive and a score! All Jordan Wheel on the forecheck, banging it home by Grosnick, and the Monarchs lead it 3-2.
Holding down the 2 seed in the East, the Hershey Bears, who wrapped up a 100-point campaign last weekend. Last Friday was a comeback win versus Binghamton, with Scott Stuccio providing the exciting account of Nate Schmidt's late-game heroics.
O'Brien turning on the speed as he curls, leaves it for Nate Schmidt. He's into the slot. Schmidt fired, he scores! Oh, baby, what a cannon by Nate Schmidt! 12:32 to go. We're tied at 1.
The Bears will tangle with the 7th place Worcester Sharks in the opening round, while the other series will pit the Hartford Wolfpack against the Providence Bruins in the 3-6 matchup, and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, entering their 13th consecutive Calder Cup playoffs, will take on the Syracuse Crunch in the 4-5. Over to the West, where the Utica Comets lead the way with 47 wins and 103 points. The Comets are peaking and streaking, entering into their first postseason with points in 17 of their last 18 games. They locked up the top spot of the conference on Saturday with a 3-2 win over the Adirondack Flames, with Brendan Burke at the mic.
Earhart to Conacher, cutting across for Berchi, into the backhand, into the circle, cuts to the front, shot, score! Alex Friesen cleans it up, and the Utica Comets have a 3-0 lead with 7:17 to go.
Utica will tangle with the Chicago Wolves in the first round. The Grand Rapids Griffins rode a 19-game point streak in February and March and finished in second place in the Western Conference, barely edging out Rockford for the Midwest Division crown. Bob Kaiser has the call of their late game winner on Friday against the Charlotte Checkers.
There's Burke with a chance in front, scored! Martin Burke snapped it into the upper left-hand corner. Well, it wasn't a patented wind-up in the 110-mile-an-hour rocket, but that was a pretty hard and well-placed wrist shot. And the Griffins break the tie, Larry, and are back on top.
The Griffins will tangle with 7th place Toronto. Elsewhere, it's the defending Calder Cup champion Texas Stars, ready to defend their title as a 5 seed against the Rockford IceHogs, while the 3-6 features South Division rival San Antonio against Oklahoma City. Dan Weiss describes the 98th standings point of the year for the Rampage, which came on this end of regulation stop that forced OT against Texas.
Dowling brings it in right side. Here's Dickinson. Dickinson sorts it left wing shot. Great save by Hauser. Robs Ritchie. Great blocker save by Hauser. What a stop here in the closing seconds of this one.
Finally, we bid a fond farewell to some great cities and fan bases, including Adirondack, Norfolk, and Hamilton, who all have teams departing the AHL. The Hamilton Bulldogs concluded 19 seasons in the AHL with a home battle against Lake Erie. Better late than never for the Bulldogs to belatedly participate in their very first shootout of the year in the very last game, as called by Matt Holmes.
Carr takes it slowly at center. Gets over the line. Through the marks, goes back in, and it's gloved down by Calvin Pickard, and the Lake Erie Monsters will win the final American Hockey League game in Hamilton.
The Norfolk Admirals ended their 15-year AHL tenure at Scope, where a sellout crowd of about 8,400 roared for the team's last win, a 4-2 decision over the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, as described by Pete Michaud.
Norfolk up to center with Freeberg taking it from Montour. Freeberg over the line, comes to the near side wall, cuts bottom of the ring, moves in front, jams it low, and a tip in for a Shea Theodore power play goal. There's that third power play tally of the game.
Catch all the action and excitement of the Calder Cup Playoffs on AHLLive.com. For your AHL Plays of the Week from Lehigh Valley, I'm Bob Rotrock.
Thank you, Bob. Great job as always. Bob Rotrock, voice of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Between periods 2 and 3, Monarchs lead the Pirates 2-1. We'll take a 2-minute break on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Checking air travel options? Check Manchester-Boston Regional Airport first. Check MHT for easy access, affordable on-site parking, free Wi-Fi, and access to the Centrix Bank Business Center. Check MHT for non-stop jet service to Atlanta, Baltimore, Washington, Charlotte, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Philadelphia, Tampa, Washington National, and more. The next time your plans call for air travel, remember to check Manchester-Boston Regional Airport first. Buy local, fly MHT. Dr. Joseph Sheehan, DDS, has been a dentist for your Manchester Monarchs since 2001. Specializing in family dentistry, Dr. Sheehan now offers the CEREC one-day crown system, where your crown is done in just one visit. Other services include prevention and treatment of all dental diseases, needleless laser dentistry, and promoting overall dental and oral health for all ages. Located in the Manchester Mill Yard at 155 Dow Street, Suite 401. Call Dr. Sheehan at 603-623-0641 to schedule an appointment. 623-0641.
Last year, Bud Light filled the town with people who were up for whatever, like doing karaoke with me, Lil Jon. Gary was there. Remember that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it again.
What?
Bud Light is doing another Whatever USA.
Okay.
But in a new location.
What?
With all new events.
What?
Just submit a 15-second video.
What?
A 15-second video telling Bud Light why you should go. Okay, Gary?
Okay.
Gary?
Okay.
If you're up for Whatever USA, submit your 15-second video with hashtag #UpForWhatever and hashtag audition for a chance to go. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Bud Light Whatever USA video contest open to U.S. residents 21 and over. No purchase necessary. Ends May 25th, 2015. Visit upforwhatever.com for official rules, entry, prizes, and details. Void where prohibited.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
What?
4-1, the Monarchs leading the Portland Pirates as we get ready for third period action. There's one other game in the Calder Cup Playoffs tonight, that one being played in Oklahoma City. And in that one, after one period of play, the Oklahoma City team beating, I should say tied with San Antonio. San Antonio and Oklahoma City tied at 1 apiece after one period of play. 4-1, the Monarchs leading the Portland Pirates here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with more on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Doctors Richard and Jeffrey Vachon of Vachon Dental are members of the dental team for your Monarchs. Serving Manchester and surrounding towns like Bedford, Hooksett, Goffstown, and Auburn, Vachon Dental offers a wide range of services for your family. If you require dental treatment, want a brighter smile, or need tooth replacement, they can help. Staff members are experienced with current techniques and technology to improve your smile easily and comfortably. Call 603-627-2092 to schedule an appointment or visit them online at vachondental.com, where kings are crowned.
There is no better time to transfer to Southern New Hampshire University than now. Transferring doesn't need to be complicated. Students can transfer up to 90 credits, saving you time and money without sacrificing your education. Thinking about attending SNHU on campus this fall? Then come to our Express Admission Day, held every Friday in May. Visit, apply, and receive your admission, scholarship, and credit evaluation decision on the spot. Visit snhu.edu/transfer or call 603-645-9687 to register.
Just about set for third period action here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. 4-1 Monarchs. Chris, we'll throw it down to you.
Yeah, change in net for the Portland Pirates. Louis Domain has taken over in the Portland cage for Mike McKenna, who allowed 4 Monarchs goals on just 14 Monarch shots. And 2 of those goals I'm certain he'd like to have back. 2, not so much. But I think there needed to be a change in net, and there is one.
All right, so Louis Domingue in goal for the Portland Pirates as we start period number 3 here at the Verizon Wireless Arena with the Monarchs on top by a score of 4-1.
Terry Koharski went over to both benches, Ken, and I think that was to warn them, the coaches, about what may come in the third if things get out of control here.
Louis Domingue with the 7 games this year for the NHL's Arizona Coyotes.
Included one in which he came in a relief for Mike Smith at the TD Garden against the Bruins. He was announced as Louis Dominique, and I thought of you.
Now playing away in the neutral zone, poke back into the Monarchs end of the ice as we're underway here in period number 3. Brian O'Neill in the neutral zone. O'Neill over the line, right side. O'Neill still on it. Battling with Gormley, dishes off to Shore. Now Shore goes down, gets right back up. Now Gormley with it, plays it neutral zone. Over the line, Dvorak moving in.
And Miller got a stick in on that, got the puck away from Dvorak, who had the step on Miller.
Now playing away along the right wing wall, dug out, puck loose, Portland with it. Dvorak shot goes off the end wall.
Monarchs need to find a little energy here to start the third.
Played just a little over a minute here. Shot comes in from the left wing side on Berube, and he covers it up in the blue paint. So now we're even, 14 apiece on shots. Monarchs on top 4-1, and game 2 of the series will be played here Saturday night at 7, game 3 in Portland on Sunday at 5. 18:47 to go here in the third period. Face off left circle to the right of J.F. Berube. Wache and a Wheel on the draw. 2 goals for Wheel, 2 goals for O'Neill, accounting for the Monarchs scoring in this one. Henrik Samuelsson with the only goal for Portland. That came on the power play in the first period. Patrick O'Neill tracks it down, takes it behind his own net. Drops it off for Durzinski, kept alive by Backman. Shot by Forbert is knocked down. Domingue plays the puck near side for Dahlbeck, who sends it all the way down the length of the ice. Icing called against the Pirates, and will face it off in the Portland zone. 18:25 to go in the third. Louis Domingue played in 3 leagues this year. The AHL, 20 games for the Pirates. In the ECHL, 2 games for the Gwinnett Gladiators.
Not seeing Alessio back on the bench after taking that puck to the face.
And as we mentioned, 7 games for Domingue with Arizona. Of course, this is Portland's last year as the top affiliate for the Arizona Coyotes. They will be the top affiliate of the Florida Panthers next year. Puck stolen away by Wache. Wache plays it into the trapezoid. Loverty giving chase on the near side. Loverty, a solid game as always on the blue line for the Monarchs. And a couple of assists as well. Loverty letting that shot go that was redirected by Jordan Wheel into the net on the power play for the Monarchs. Now Auger with it in the half moon, banks it ahead, knocked down by the Pirates. Monarchs get it back. Rain to Loverty, neutral zone. Vandergulik slowed down by Philip Samuelsson. Now with it, Shinneman. His pass knocked down by Vandergulik, on it Auger. Auger over the line right side, slowed down by Dylan Reese. Dowd battling with Gaudette.
Jeff Schultz still out of the lineup for the Manchester Monarchs as well, Ken, and he is expected to return soon. He's been out with an injury for a couple weeks now.
Now Auger in front, backhander Vandergulik, a save, and the net becomes dislodged behind Domingue.
I'll tell you what, Auger has not figured in the scoring at all tonight, but he has created a lot of success for the Manchester Monarchs, and he has been a target of Portland all night long. He's not really what I call an agitator. He's certainly not a guy who talks a lot. He goes and plays hard, but he's frustrated the Portland Pirates, and they have been overly focused on Justin Auger, and it's just as the players come to the bench, Auger having some words. Joe Ross separating Auger and Schwartz.
Face-off just outside the Portland line. 17:09 to go in the third. Off the draw, McNeil near side for Dahlbeck. His pass knocked down in the neutral zone.
On it is Shore. Nick Shore with it. Tried to hit Mersch. Pass goes off the left wing wall. Mersch collects. Drops it off for Shore left side in the corner. Shore with it to Brian O'Neill. O'Neill with it left wing side for the Monarchs. To Shore. Back up top to Miller. Pulls the trigger. It's deflected off the glass. Now with it, O'Neill. O'Neill's pass knocked down by Bolduc. O'Neill gets it back. Sends it behind the net to Mersch's. Pass out in front deflected. And now Bolduc levels Miller.
The elbow up high on Miller. And again, Bolduc.
Now shot goes wide by McNeil. Kept alive by Hanley. Shore battling along the end wall. Digs it free for the Monarchs to O'Neill. Brian O'Neill in the neutral zone. O'Neill plays it in along the right wing wall as the Monarchs change up on the fly.
Bolduc crashes into Shore is there for no reason in front of him.
Now in the neutral zone, Lesio's back out there. Drops it off for Hanley. Hanley sweeps it around the wall on the near side.
Gratton is hurt badly.
And he is down on the ice crawling. Now getting up and going to the bench. Michael Muir will be attending to Josh Gratton. Hanley with it. Plays it ahead to Lesio. Now Zach O'Brien sends it back in behind the Portland cage.
Yeah, but as mentioned, Shore is coming over to the bench for a change, and Bolduc just kind of throws himself into him and crashes into the boards. And this after the elbow up high on Colin Miller. Every shift there's a little something.
Selleck shot knocked down by Forbert in the right circle, taken by Wheel. Wheel, Backman gains the line. Backman drops it back for Wheel, a drive and a save by Domingue, and the rebound all the way down into the Monarchs' end of the ice.
Lesio back on the ice. That was his first shift since leaving after taking that puck to the face. He has a full facial mask, college hockey style.
Shot by Rain, saved by Domingue, and he covers up the loose puck out in front of the blue paint. And we'll get a face-off in the Portland zone with 15:03 remaining in the third period. Monarchs on top 4-1. Great to have you with us tonight on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs.
Brzezinski and Forbort being separated.
Brzezinski looking back. 15:03 to go in the third period. Monarchs Radio Network tonight, including the mighty 1590, one of New Hampshire's heritage radio stations, WSMN in Nashua. 4-1, the Monarchs lead the Pirates. Monarchs out shooting Portland 16-14.
Seem to have a deep love and affection for the mighty 1590.
Well, I used to do Nashua Pride games on WSMN.
I think it's the first. That's the first New Hampshire radio station I was ever on.
Really?
Yeah.
Miller pulls the trigger off the draw, shoots it wide. Kept in by Gravel. Plays it behind the net. And the rest, as they say, is history. Now with it is Schwartz. Plays it ahead for McNeil. McNeil backhands it deep in the Monarchs end of the ice. Now stolen away on the outlet pass by Berube, but it didn't cost the Monarchs, fortunately. Dahlbeck throws it into the right wing corner. Coming up with it, Gravel in his own end. Drops it off for Miller.
What a great pace to this game, Ken.
Miller, neutral zone, out of Mersch, left wing side, his drive, and it's gloved by Domingue. Far side, and he hangs on.
How many teams do you think have two right-hand catching goalies? I can't remember any.
That is really an oddity. It sure is. 14:25 to go in the third.
Again, Auger and Schwartz come together and are separated by Joe Ross.
Monarchs lead it 4-1, but still plenty of hockey left in this one here tonight. On their roster, they list 5 goaltenders, and the only ones that are right-handed catchers are Domingue and McKenna. They are carrying 5 goaltenders here in the postseason, but of course can only dress 2.
Why? Why do they have 5 goaltenders?
I don't believe. Well, they list 5 goaltenders. I don't believe they're all
here
with them. No,
they could be. They have like 10 scratches.
Well, maybe they are.
They have a full team sitting up in the upper deck here.
Shot by Loverty is blocked. Now Bolduc comes away with it. I think Byzantine has been injured most of the year, so I don't think he's here. But Leggio's probably here, and maybe Lee. Now Bolduc down in the corner, gets back up. Puck loose. Side of the right wing circle. Now back out to Philip Samuelson. A drive saved by Berube. Shore with it. Ahead to O'Neill over the line. O'Neill right side. His drive scooped up by Domingue. Now Mersch battling with Samuelson. Philip Samuelson. They continue to exchange pleasantries. With 13:51 to go in the third period, Monarchs on top, 4-1. 2 goals for O'Neill, 2 for Wheel. We'll take a break here, 60-second break on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Manchester Subaru is New England's largest volume Subaru dealer. Come check out the all-new Subaru 2015 Outback, starting at $269 per month. Don't forget about the family favorite vehicle, the Forester, getting 32 highway miles per gallon. If pricing is your goal, Manchester Subaru will never put you in the penalty box. Call them today at 888-223-7455 or visit them on the web at manchestersubaru.com. Test drive a Subaru and receive 2 tickets to any Manchester Monarchs home game. Doctors Richard and Jeffrey Vachon of Vachon Dental are members of the dental team for your Monarchs. Serving Manchester and surrounding towns like Bedford, Hooksett, Goffstown, and Auburn, Vachon Dental offers a wide range of services for your family. If you require dental treatment, want a brighter smile, or need tooth replacement, they can help. Staff members are experienced with current techniques and technology to improve your smile easily and comfortably. Call 603-627-2092 to schedule an appointment or visit them online at vachondental.com, where kings are crowned.
13:44 to go in the third period. Puck cleared out of play on the near side by the Pirates. Looked like it might have been a delay of game, but apparently it was deflected out of play. Face-off right circle to the left of Domingue. 4-1 Monarchs. Wheel on the draw with Laurent Dauphine. Off the draw, puck rolls in on Domingue. He covers it up. As you follow the action on AM 1590, WSMN Nashua. Wheel on the draw again with Dauphine. Right circle to the left of Domingue. Red Sox and Tampa Bay tied at 1 in the 6th inning. Now with it, Rain. Rain wraps it around the wall on the far side. Puck kept in by Wheel along the left wing board. Sends it behind the net. Gormley on it. Now Wheel far side drops it off for Zach O'Brien. O'Brien plays it into the corner for Jordan Wheel. 2 goals on the night, tied up by Gormley. Now with it, Dylan Reese. Reese intercepted by Backman on the forecheck.
Great job hunting the puck there by Backs.
Over the line, Dauphine, offside called against Portland. With 13:09 to go here in period number 3. And the Monarchs up by a score of 4-1. Meanwhile, late in the fourth quarter at the TD Garden.
Third or fourth?
What did I say?
I said fourth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Third quarter. I beg your pardon. Third quarter. Cleveland 79, Celtics 74. Now Miller with it. Miller drops it off for Gravel. It's good to see Josh Gratton back on the ice. He went off crawling to the bench, but he's back on the ice surface.
Yeah, it looked worse, I guess, than it was.
Yeah.
He's still grimacing out there a little bit as he shakes out the leg.
He is the ultimate tough guy. It's going to take a lot
in
to
a
get.
Sport of the ultimate tough guy.
Yeah, but it's going to take a lot to get him out of a game. That's for sure. It takes a lot to get most of these guys out of a game.
It's just about every guy on this team, and you see the way that Josh Gratton competes, and that makes sure that everybody else on the team kind of keeps it going.
Now planned away behind the Monarchs cage. Puck wrapped around the wall. Dahlbeck pinches in, keeps it alive. Puck loose far side. Gratton on it, tries to clear, kept in at the line by McNeil. Now on it, Bissonnette, and he clears it into the Portland end of the ice. Gratton giving chase. Gratton has it knocked away by Dahlbeck. Now Crescenzi keeps it alive along the left wing wall. Pokes it ahead to Auger. Crescenzi, side of the left wing circle. Wraps it around the wall on the near side. Now Auger in the trapezoid. Bumped by Wache. Auger still on it. Auger still with it. Back out it goes to Loverty right side. Loverty sends it around the wall, far side for Mersch. Drops it off in the corner for Dowd. Now puck loose, taken by Dahlbeck of Portland. Just over the red line. Is clear, knocked down by Loverty. Plays it ahead into the Portland end of the ice, giving chase Philip Samuelson behind his own net.
Great job on the forecheck by Dowd as he hunts the puck. Ferocious.
Dauphine goes down in the neutral zone.
Call. Monarchs may have gotten away with one there.
O'Neill over the line, right side. O'Neill, right wing circle, dishes off for Forbert, a drive, and it's knocked down in front.
Love that attack with layers and depth. You get it up top to Forbort. 3 guys converge on the net, and the Monarchs still on the puck.
Now O'Neill with it, left wing circle. His pass to Rain, throws it in front. Tried to Crescenzi, but it went wide into the corner. Kept alive by the Monarchs.
Monarchs buzzing right now, looking to push this lead to 4.
Hanley with it, 4-1 Monarchs. Hanley with it in the neutral zone. Right wing side, over the line. Cross ice pass. Dauphine, a backhander, and hit the post.
Out of that now and not find the net. Is the initial save made by Berube. We're going to have a penalty here. Shinneman having difficulty standing initially, but is able to find his feet. Berube made the initial stop, then the puck deflected in the air. I was shielded. The penalty is going to come to Miller, and Portland's going to head to the power play. As,
roughing against Colin Miller.
Oh, my. Roughing in this game? Colin Miller heads off for roughing. 2 minutes to go. 2-minute penalty with 11:05 to go here in the third period of play. And if Portland gets a goal here, we got ourselves a hockey game.
Plenty of time left, no question. Face off right circle to the left of J.F. Berube. Jean-Francois. Dowd will take the draw against Shinneman. Portland's only goal came on the power play. We're going to get a penalty right here on the Pirates.
Fighting to get to the point. End up getting taken down. Shinneman heads off as Dowder, after the draw, was fighting to get up top to try to block that shot, and ended up being taken down by Shinneman. So that penalty, the power play for the Portland Pirates negated by the penalty from Brendan Shinneman.
Lasting a grand total of 3 seconds. So 4 aside for a while here.
But that counts as a power play.
Yes, it does.
Which is why those stats got to take them with a grain of salt.
Louis Domingue getting a new stick. Heads to the Portland cage, replacing Mike McKenna at the start of this period. 4-on-4 hockey. Wheel will take the draw. Left wing circle in the Portland zone. Up with it, Dylan Reese. Now knocked away by the forechecking of Backman. Gormley on it, bumped by Backman. Wheel comes away with it. Wheel has it, right wing side in the circle. Wheel circles, his drive goes over the net, taken by Bodnarchuk left side. Now for Backman. Backman drops it off for Bodnarchuk. Bodnarchuk with it. Skates toward the middle, now right wing side on the backhand, throws it in front, knocked away. Wheel gets it in the circle, drops it off. Now a blast goes over the net by Loverty. Now Wheel battling in the right wing corner.
Yeah, Wheel quick on that puck after the shot went high.
Now Wheel battling in the trapezoid on the backhand. Wheel changes direction.
He's running a clinic out there.
He really is. Now O'Neill with it, left wing circle. His drive goes off the end wall, and the carom is covered by Domingue. And we'll have a face-off with 10:08 to go in the third period. 4-1 Monarchs on top.
He pushes himself to the extreme in terms of being out there on the ice for extended periods of time. And, you know, you worry about some guys being out there. They get nervous they might take a penalty. They might turn the puck over. But Wheel and O'Neill, both of them, do really well late in shifts. And they wear down the opposition. That's part of the what the Monarchs do is having long shifts, keeping the opponent out there because they believe that they're in superior physical condition.
Now Shore back out to Forbert, and he broke his stick on the one-timer. Now O'Neill to Shore. Shore moving in, slowed down by Samuelson.
Did not have a stick. He held Shore, and he's going to get called for a hold. I'm not sure about that call, Ken. It looked like he just kind of got in the way of him. Couldn't see the hands kind of shielded, but looked like a borderline call.
So the Monarchs will go on the power play with 9:49 to go in the third period. Monarchs 4, Portland 1. We'll take a 60-second break here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.
Checking air travel options? Check Manchester Boston Regional Airport first. Check MHT for easy access, affordable on-site parking, free Wi-Fi, and access to the Centrix Bank Business Center. Check MHT for non-stop jet service to Atlanta, Baltimore, Washington, Charlotte, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Philadelphia, Tampa, Washington National, and more. The next time your plans call for air travel, remember to check Manchester Boston Regional Airport first. Buy local, fly MHT.
Imagine a new model for healthcare where no one has to face cancer alone, where patients are the center of a comprehensive cancer-fighting
going to be another fire drill.
It's happening here in New England. Imagine doctors armed with the latest technology and treatment options, and working with you as a partner in all your treatment decisions. Learn more about Dartmouth-Hitchcock's Norris Cotton Cancer Center at cancer.dartmouth.edu. Dartmouth-Hitchcock. Imagine.
Monarchs on the power play, leading 4-1. Face-off right circle to the left of Louis Domingue. 9:49 remaining here in period number 3 at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Bolduc and Shore on the draw as we await the puck drop from Jeremy Lovett. Off the draw, puck still loose, taken by Bolduc, and he clears it the length of the ice. Stopped behind the net by Berube, leaves it for Bodnarchuk. Bod starting out of his own zone. Center ice, Bodnarchuk sends it left wing side for Shore. Shore and Hanley battle along the end boards. Now puck taken by Bodnarchuk, far side. Bods for Wheel in the corner, back to Bodnarchuk. Bodnarchuk to Wheel, left wing side. Now to Shore. Shore with it to Bodnarchuk. Bodnarchuk, center point, right side Wheel. Now to Shore, tried to hit O'Neill, and Domingue
knocks the net off. Come on, man.
That has got to be a delay of game penalty right there. Domingue just sent the net flying with his stick.
5-on-3. He's back in the net. He knocks it right off.
Come on. Unbelievable. I mean, that was, I mean, sometimes you can get away with that. You can sneak something like that, but not that time. 9:05 to go in the third period. Monarchs, for about 3.5 seconds, will have a 5-on-3 skating advantage here. As the net is being repaired, or
tell you what, Ken, one of the biggest positives for the Monarchs tonight, in my view, has been the play of J.F. Berube. Obviously, you're not the best close to the season for him, but the way he has played tonight, the confidence that he is playing with in net, the tracking of the puck, the big saves, that to me is one of the big takeaways from tonight, is that J.F., although only facing 15 shots, it appears that Rod Stewart might be in the house tonight, the guy in the Jumbotron. J.F.'s been good.
That he has. One spectacular glove save early on in this one, which could have turned the tide had he not made it. Puck comes deep into the Portland end of the ice. Up with it, Gormley plays it far side to Gaudette. His pass knocked down at the line by Gravel to Shore. Shore dishes back to Wheel. Wheel skates the line. Wheel on the backhand, takes it left wing side. Wheel back to Gravel. Gravel side of the left wing circle. Plays it down low in the trapezoid to Wheel in the corner to Gravel. Gravel with it, left wing side. Drops it off for O'Neill along the end wall. O'Neill back out to Miller. Pulls the trigger. And that might have flipped off the post. Shore in front, and his shot deflected off the glass behind Domingue. Puck loose in the trapezoid. 15 seconds remaining on the penalty to Philip Samuelson as they battle for the puck along the end wall in the Portland end of the ice. Along the end boards, Wheel battling for it. Shore is there for the Monarchs. Shore pries it free, but it's stolen far side by Schwartz.
That comes off again. That was a good power play for the Monarchs, Ken. They moved the puck well, created some opportunities, but more importantly, that's 2 minutes off the clock. 7:45 to go in the contest, and still a 3-goal lead for the Manchester Monarchs.
Good effort tonight from the Manchester Monarchs, and again, as always, seemingly all season long, a team effort. Everybody getting into the action and contributing in one way or another.
But it's really been the Stars that have carried the team tonight. 2 goals for Wheel, 2 goals for O'Neill. Strong performance from Nick Shore, playing for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. And J.F. Berube, the all-star netminder.
Now Portland with it, played ahead to Wache. Puck loose, gathered in by Hanley, sends it far side to Dylan Reese. Now puck is loose, being tracked down by Rain in his own end. Rain behind the net, off to our left in the Monarchs end of the ice, in front of the net to Dowd. Now with it Mersch. Auger with it, over the line right side. Auger slowed down and going down. Auger along with Hanley along the end boards.
Takes Hanley down as Auger not to be denied and on the forecheck.
And like you say, Auger's not going to show up on the score sheet.
Huge game tonight.
But he has played a very effective game.
He has annoyed the heck out of the Portland Pirates tonight.
Puck tied up with 6:57 to go here in period number 3. 4-1, the Monarchs on top. Latest from the TD Garden in the fourth quarter, Cleveland 89 and the Celtics 80. 8:38 remaining in regulation time. 6:57 remaining in regulation time here with the Monarchs on top, 4-1. Face off left circle to the right of Domingue. Off the draw, blast by Bodnarchuk, and Domingue, I think, got a piece of that one. Now Backman with it. Backman left wing side, back out to the line, and Bodnarchuk couldn't come up with the pass. Now Berube leaves it behind the net. Bodnarchuk battling along the end wall for it. Pass stolen away by Lesio. Now Bods gets it back, knocked away by Henrik Samuelsson. And I think that's the first time this period that I've mentioned Henrik Samuelsson's name. Turnaround shot, Lesio, and a save near post by Berube.
Generally a impact player.
Now with it, Lesio, right wing circle. Lesio, his pass to Dahlbeck, now planned away along the end wall, loose in the corner. O'Neill, I should say O'Brien battling there. Bolduc along the end wall, bumped by Bodnarchuk. Now wrap around by Henrik and thwarted by Berube.
Good zone time here for Portland, and this is a very solid line for them, as we talked about before. Lesio, Samuelsson, and Bolduc. It's a very good line.
Now Lesio tracks it down in his own zone. Lesio in his own end for the Pirates, drops it off.
Bolduc again.
Now
finds the smallest guy on the ice and crashes into him, and Backman in front of me.
5.5 to go, third period. Now Dvorak with it, his pass deflected into section 106 on the far side. 5:24 to go in the third period. Monarchs 4 and the Portland Pirates 1. Game 2, Saturday night, 7 o'clock right here. Face off coming in the neutral zone just outside the Monarchs end of the ice. Crescenzi and Dvorak on the face off. 20 shots for the Monarchs, 15 for Portland. Something on the ice being picked up by the linesman, Joe Ross. Off the draw, one by the Monarchs. Gravel with it. His pass broken up on the forecheck by Lane. Lane bumped by Gravel along the right wing wall. Now puck kept alive by Dvorak. Sends it behind the net for Dauphine. Dauphine in the trapezoid on the back end. And now
Monarchs nets off.
Yep. Is it back on? Because I did see it dislodged.
So. Looks like it's a little bit. Yeah. Looks like it's dislodged to me. Like the left post is off.
Nonetheless, no stoppage. Dvorak with it in the neutral zone. Dvorak bumped by Shore along the left wing wall. Dauphine bumped in the corner by O'Neill. Now
Puck taken by Brian O'Neill.
Monarchs with numbers, a 4-on-2.
O'Neill with it, right wing side to Shore. Shore's pass deflected.
And Monarchs need to attack with a little more depth there.
Shore out in front, shot by O'Neill, and Domingue
good save,
making the save there
by Brian O'Neill.
Thwarting Brian O'Neill in his hat-trick attempt. Shore back to Forbert, his drive gloved by Domingue. And he hangs on with 4:18 to go in the third.
Monarchs on that attack and the 4-on-2. Everybody was in a line side by side. You need to have some depth to that attack, and those plays are best when you get the puck back to the trailer. A couple guys go to the net, give a pass option, and then you can either shoot, pass, hope to create havoc in front of the net. Instead, the Monarchs came across all on a line. The play ended up getting broken, but still with the numbers, the opportunity for Brian O'Neill.
Off the face-off. Puck taken by Derzinski. Drops it off for Schwartz. Schwartz sends it into the right wing corner. Derzinski and Loverty battling along the end boards for the puck. Off to our left in the Monarchs end of the ice. Now pass out in front, stolen away by the Monarchs. On it, Auger again. Now Hanley breaks up Auger at the line. Now puck taking a crazy bounce out of the corner. And Domingue able to clear it to the near side wall.
Nearly played that one into the crowd.
Now puck taken by Gaudette in the corner.
Time is on the Monarch side, Ken. 3:35 to go in this game and a 3-goal lead.
Keep it in the Portland end as long as they can.
No doubt.
Kept in at the line by Crescenzi. Sends it in behind the net. Domingue.
Good hard shift from these guys. Crescenzi, Dowd, and Auger come off playing together.
Now Gaudette sends it into the neutral zone. Over the line was O'Brien, but broken up by Schwartz. Wheel battling right in front of the Portland bench, goes down. Portland comes away with the puck. Up with it is Hanley. Takes it behind his own net as we come down to 3 minutes remaining here in the third period. 4-1 Monarchs. Lesio pokes it ahead. Lesio giving chase in the right wing corner. Lesio plays it behind the net on the trapezoid. Henrik Samuelsson with it, right wing side. Samuelsson swings it around near side for Lesio. Behind the net on it is Bolduc. Bolduc throws it in the slot. Shot by McNeil. And a save by Berube.
It's going to be on the Monarchs.
Extra attacker coming on the ice.
Towards the net. Just wide.
Yep, just wide of the net.
Net was empty as the extra attacker coming on for Portland, who had gained the power play call, and Portland nearly sent it back into their own net.
Now play is stopped as Bissonnette comes up with the puck for the Monarchs, and penalty will be assessed here to Jordan Wheel. Wheel goes off for a high stick at the 17:44 mark of the period.
I don't think that O'Neill, Backman, and Wheel get enough credit for how tough they are. I mean, they're not going to find three tougher guys than O'Neill, Backman, and Wheel, because they get pounded the entire game, and they get up every single time, and they play harder every single time. And those guys, the intestinal fortitude that they have is flat out amazing. And that's something that Coach Stothers has mentioned a number of times, that they may be the smallest guys in the team, but they are also the toughest guys on the team, and opponents find that out continuously.
Now, going to the bench is Domingue in favor of the sixth attacker. Portland already on the power play. The Monarchs clear the puck the length of the ice, and it goes in the net. Oh, my goodness. Vincent Loverty let it go. And that one traveled virtually the length of the ice. An empty net goal with 2:04 remaining should seal this deal. 5-1 Monarchs.
There's a rebound off the shot. J.F. Berube may get an assist on this as he made the save, and Laverty tracked the puck towards the left wing corner, and you're absolutely right. He spun, flicked it down, and into the net.
So Laverty already with 2 assists in the game. Will get the empty net goal at 17:56. Now with it, center ice, Dvorak plays it ahead over the line to his teammate, Gormley. Now Dvorak dishes off back to Gormley. Gormley with a drive, knocked down in the bottom of the left wing circle. Puck loose, taken by the Pirates. Back it goes to Gormley. He plays it right side, gets it back. Gormley has it right side. His drive deflected in the bottom of the right wing circle, taken by Auger. Kept in by Gormley at the right point to Henrik Samuelsson along the right wing boards. Auger battling there for the puck. Rain is there for the Monarchs. Puck comes deep in the Portland end of the ice. Taken behind the net by McNeil. McNeil starting out of his own zone. Head to Lesio. Lesio over the line, left side. Slowed down. Back to McNeil. Shot from the right side, knocked down at first, but put in the back of the net by Dauphine.
And puck bouncing around like a pinball machine in there. And JF moving side to side, trying to track it, but he lost track of it. Portland able to find the puck in front of the net and put it in. But that's one of those goals where no celebration. Skate back to the net, to the bench, head down, knowing that the deficit now 5-2. Started up top, they go D to D. Defenseman drifted in towards the right wing circle, flicked it in towards the net, bounced off Bod's skate, and onto the stick of Schwartz, who buried it.
5-2 Monarchs, and Forbert with it. Forbert plays it into the neutral zone. On it now, Bissonnette. He was tripped up in the neutral zone. Penalty coming up here on the Pirates. With 43.9 seconds remaining in this one.
Selleck came at the knees of Bissonnette in that instance.
So time of the penalty will be 19-16. Monarchs go on the power play, leading 5-2. Face off right circle to the left of Domingue, who replaced McKenna at the start of this third period. Crescenzi on the draw with Wache. Forbert, center point Rain. His drive redirected wide of Domingue. Hanley with it to Wache. Can't clear, kept in by Forbert. To Grattan down low. Grattan throws it back out to Forbert. Now the puck cleared by the Pirates.
Body positioning there by Gratz to seal off the D-man, keep the puck in, but end up coming back down in the Monarch zone.
Schwartz getting the goal from Dauphine and Samuelsson.
How about Mike Stothers having Grattan, Bissonnette, and Crescenzi out for the power play?
Time winding down in this one. Bissonnette up with it. Stolen away by Dahlbeck. Cleared by Grattan into the Portland end of the ice, and that does it. The Manchester Monarchs take the first game of this best-of-5 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series, defeating the Portland Pirates 5-2. Team comes off their bench to congratulate victorious goaltender J.F. Berube, and he might have made just 14 saves tonight, but he made some key saves in some very important moments in this one.
Big game for him, too, confidence-wise. Get off to a good start in the postseason. Be confident about his performance, the way he tracked the puck, the way he made saves, the way he put rebounds into the corners, held pucks. Great performance from JF.
And we'll stick around to see who gets the 3 stars in this one. Monarchs win it by a final of 5-2. Don't forget Saturday night game number 2 right here at the Verizon Wireless Arena. All right, John DeBow, the PA announcer, will announce tonight's 3 stars. Vinny Loverdi, captain of the Monarchs, gets the 3rd star. He had a goal, the empty netter from long distance, and 2 assists in the hockey game tonight. Ryan O'Neill with a pair of goals, getting the number 2 star in this one tonight. And Jordan Wheel with 2 goals. Tonight's #1 star. So O'Neill with 2 goals, Wheel with 2, Loverty with a goal and 2 assists. Monarchs beat the Pirates 5-2. Jordan Wheel skating over. We'll have a chat with Chris Ryan. So, Chris, take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ken. You took the best the Portland Pirates had in that first period of play and then extended the lead throughout the contest. Your thoughts on the Monarchs' opening game win here in the playoffs?
Yeah, we had a little jitters early on, but that's to be expected. Guys care a lot about what goes on in this playoff, so nerves to be expected. But we calmed down in the second. We started playing our game a little more, and we didn't give them any chances, and that's how we play our game.
Obviously, depth is a huge deal, and that's how you win games in the playoffs. But also important to have the stars contribute the way that they did tonight for the Manchester Monarchs. Yourself, Brian O'Neill. I thought JF was great in net tonight, tracked the puck well, and that's huge for the Monarchs. And certainly you guys are particularly you and O'Neill, are guys that they're going to really cue on to make sure you don't have success, and you still do.
Yeah, it's a team effort, and I think everyone showed up tonight. We got to keep it going, though. We got to watch some film, see what we could improve on, and keep moving forward, because it's a long series still to go.
Absolutely is, and certainly we know in Game 2 they are going to be back. They're feisty, chippy, and they will again have a strong performance against you guys.
Yeah, it should be a tighter game, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Jordan Wheel joining us here on the postgame as the Manchester Monarchs victorious tonight 5-2. 2 goals for Wheeler, 2 goals for Brian O'Neill, and an empty netter for Vinny Laverty account for the scoring tonight, and JF Berube in net. A strong performance as he made 14 saves and helped to backstop the Monarchs' big opening night victory of the playoffs, 5-2.
Thank you very much, Chris Ryan. The Monarchs take the 1-0 lead in this series, a best-of-5 series in the opening round. And the rest of the series in the Calder Cup playoffs are best-of-7s, but the opening round series is a best-of-5 affair. 5-2, your final. Monarchs win the first game, and we'll have much more coming up in 2 minutes right here on the ESPN New Hampshire Monarchs Radio Network.